Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is a gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I am your host, Mav, and this afternoon we are playing Sutra of Pale Leaves for Call of Cthulhu. One quick announcement, Symphony Entertainment has a Patreon. If you like this content and would like to help us create more, please back the Symphony on Patreon. You can check that out at patreon.com/symphonyentertainment. Content warnings have been discussed with the cast and crew. The X card is in play. X's can be sent by private message with no judgment passed, no questions asked. We will also be using the green, yellow, red traffic light method, which can be called by any cast member at any time. So, without further ado, let's unveil the cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves, tell us where people can find you, and some of the things that you do. And we'll start with Bucho.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Bucho. I am the chief production daddy at Symphony Entertainment. Happy to be here with some of my favorite people running through this new campaign. You can find me on Amazon. If you can see my books behind me, I have 3 of them up there for sale. Working on 2 new ones at the moment as we speak. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as Bucho Rodenberger. I'm not really doing much right now except working on books, so not much to show, but there will be soon.
Thank you very much. And next we have...
Hi, everybody. I'm Doc. If you want to find me, I have a link tree, having done enough of these and realizing rambling on and on is just takes too long. So linktree.com/DocBones. For everything I do, I write stuff, I teach science. I have a new scenario in the pipeline. We just sent it out for layout with the other guy who also uses the name Doc. We've been talking about this for years. We're doing a double Doc scenario, and it's finally happening. So keep an eye out for Where Dreams Take Root, coming soon to the Miskatonic Repository.
Hell yeah. And next...
Tomboy, she, Faye pronouns. You can find me on Discord and Insta and the like as Tomboi LaCroix. As for projects, I have my first published scenario that will hopefully be coming out soon under the name The Last Stop.
Fantastic. And last but not least...
Hello, I'm Perry Clark, licensed marriage and family therapist. Usually you can catch me at my podcast, which is Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. You can also find me over on the Old Ways and the series Silver Screens playing Kingston Biko Garvey.
And indeed. And I am your keeper for this evening, Keeper Mav. My pronouns are they, them. I am the head of Mythos for the Old Ways podcast, where I am currently running said campaign, Silver Screams. You can also find all of my scenarios, including the gold bestseller Saturday the 14th, over on the Miskatonic Repository. I have a couple more things coming out very soon, which will be quite fun. Just keep an eye out for that. And you can find me on the Discord as Mav Cosmic Fae Bay. So I'm very much looking forward to running this campaign for you. Tonight, we will be starting off with some vignettes to get to know our characters, and then we will jump into the scenario Dream Eater. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure nothing terrible can possibly come of any of this. Everyone will be safe and sound. It'll be a pleasant little romp through the Japanese countryside. All right. So, it is July 1986 in Tokyo. All of you are living there for various reasons. Some of you may have grown up there, lived there your entire lives. Others are visiting for short periods of time. Some have chosen to make this place their home. Whatever your reasons, you have chosen the bright lights, the bustling streets, and the fast-paced neon lifestyle of Tokyo. And we're going to look in on our characters this evening and get an idea of what they're up to and who they are on this warm July evening. So we'll start off with Bucho. Bucho, you are sitting at a desk. Tell us who we see at this desk and a little bit about yourself.
At this desk, you see a man in his early to mid 30s. He's sitting, so you can't see how tall he is, but you can tell that he is wide. He's got a little bit of a belly. You can see that over the top of the desk. He's got jet black hair. He's got very piercingly green eyes. He's also got a very well-kept, tight beard. Doesn't let it get too unruly. Very, keeps it in check. But he kind of puts out this vibe of like resting brute face. Like he's not an unattractive man, but he's not the first person you're going to walk up to at a party. We'll put it that way.
Excellent. Resting brute face. I like that skin on that. So you, Agent Trent Landry, are sitting at this desk, and what does Landry normally do? What is his job back in the States, and what brings him to Tokyo?
Well, he started off working in the museums, particularly spotting forgeries and illegal kinds of artworks that came through the museum. There was a shift that happened. He was hired eventually by the FBI to do the same work, but he was kind of given the opportunity to do more traveling while he was still doing that work. And so that's how he's found himself here in Japan. So what is he doing at his desk? He is perhaps poring over some old files, maybe something that hasn't been solved yet. Maybe he's looking through like a new magazine of an exhibit that's coming to town soon. He's still very much an art lover, even though he can't create art.
Excellent. Trent is here on a kind of exchange program, so to speak, a pilot program with the PSIA, or the Public Security Intelligence Agency, which is the civilian security agency in Japan. They deal with domestic threats, counterterrorism, all those kinds of things. And one of the reasons you were selected, other than the fact that you speak Japanese, is the fact that the agency was concerned about codes and drugs and other things being smuggled in through the use of artwork. And they're very concerned with communist threats in particular. And your agency said, well, you're our art guy, Trent, so you also speak Japanese. Why don't you go on this program and you can help them out with the artwork, find the codes, help them track people down, and also learn a bit about how they do things over there and see if there's anything you can bring back to us that we can incorporate. The PSIA also sent one of their guys over to your organization in the States to do something fairly similar about learning new methods and strategies. So far it's been a fairly interesting program for you. You've been here a few months. You've made some friends, made some acquaintances, and you started working on some cases. It's really tested your brain, especially having to work in your second language. Your Japanese has improved, and you've really started finding your footing in this country. And as you're looking through these magazines, looking at the art, maybe making up your mind about an exhibit that you want to go to, maybe this weekend, there is a knock on your office door.
Come in.
And a young man comes in, a younger agent who you've struck up an acquaintanceship with. And this is Hikari Saito. And he nods his head to you, and he bounces a little bit. He's still very eager. The energy hasn't quite been sucked out of him with the workload and everything. He's fairly fresh and new to the agency, and he looks at you and says, "I think, Landry-san, there's been a break in the case that we're working on with the paintings."
What's the break?
And he pulls out of his briefcase, he pulls out some papers and says, "May I use your desk, Landry-san?"
Sure.
And he spreads the papers out on the desk. And he says, "Well, you remember when we were looking at the paintings and we thought there was some kind of code related to the drug smuggling coming in from China?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found I found this symbol, and he points to a symbol on one piece of paper. It's in a picture of this painting. There's a symbol very hidden. You wouldn't know to look for it unless he was pointing at it. I found this symbol here. It's a couple of curved lines, almost like leaves. I found it here. And I found it over in this painting here that we took from the warehouse last week. Here, you see it?
And what is the nature of these two paintings?
Mm-hmm. They're very abstract. They're bright colors that kind of shift and flow into each other. They break out into other shapes and colors. Like they're a kind of modernist painting.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them are the exact same, but they speak to you when you look at them. Just the way the colors move and flow into each other.
So another couple of questions, mostly just for my own edification. Are they painted by the same person? And are these symbols in the paintings, do they seem to be added as original additions to the painting, or were they added after the fact?
Okay, so what kind of role can you give me for that second question? The first question, I'll tell you, they weren't painted by the same person. But for the art portion of it, what kind of role can you give me? Our first role of the campaign.
I mean, I would probably go with appraise.
Okay.
I think that would probably be the closest to just kind of like art forgery that I've got.
Okay.
No,
No?
I can't tell.
You can't tell? Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. So you're looking at it very closely. The problem is the symbols, which you hadn't noticed before. It's unlike you not to pick up on such details, the way you study art and how intensely you look at things. But Saito-san picked up on this somehow, and he's looking at you expectantly.
This is really good, Saito-san. How did you realize this? Like, where were you when you realized this?
He perks up a little bit and says, I was at a loss, and I know that you're working really hard on it, and I wanted to be able to bring you something, Landry-san. And so I thought, well, what if I take a magnifying glass and I go over every little inch of each painting? And so I got a copy, a full-size copy of each painting, and I've just spent the past couple nights. I've stayed late. I've worked really hard in the office, and I've gone through each and every one, and I found this little symbol on the first one. So it seemed a little out of place, right? And so I thought maybe this symbol didn't belong. So I went looking for it in the other one.
Normally, I would say that this is too much work, but clearly you found something worth bringing up. Have you told anybody else about this, or am I the first?
You're the first one. I thought maybe you could take it to Yamamoto-san about well, because you're more senior than I am. It should be you who takes it to him.
I will make sure that you are given proper credit when we talk about this, just so you understand.
He smiles. Thank you, Landry-san.
This is good. This is good work. Thank you.
I don't know what the symbols mean yet. I'm looking through books and all sorts of things. I don't know what it could mean. But I thought, well, it's there in both, so it has to be something. I thought maybe the department that works with the occult and with religious groups and so on, that they could maybe have a look at it and see if it means anything like that. You know, with all the activity going on, perhaps they might know, and I'll talk to a bunch of different agencies and see if they've seen it before.
Yeah, hold on just a second. Let's not get too much out there yet. I'd like to make an occult roll to see if I recognize the symbols.
Okay.
Just to see if they might be traveling in the same circle.
Okay.
Nope.
No. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
Mm-mm.
it doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
Okay. Um, yeah, Saito-san, I will take this information to both the occult department. I know that's not the name of it, but you know what I mean. And to Yamamoto-san. Um, yeah, this is great. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It is an honor to work with you, sir.
It's an honor to work with you as well.
Uh, I'm going to go see if there are any more paintings from the warehouse and see if I can find them on there too.
Okay.
And he smiles at you. He's gotten more comfortable with smiling around you. He was a bit more of a serious young man, but he's picked up on some of your more Americanisms, let's say, in the workplace. So he smiles to make you feel comfortable at first, and now he's kind of gotten into the rhythm of it. But he flashes you that smile and rolls up the papers that he put on your desk and starts walking out.
If he weren't so good at what he does, it would be annoying. I think because like he gives off like very severe Labrador puppy vibes to my old annoyed Mastiff vibes. But yeah, he's good at what he does. Has been good at what he does. So I like having him around.
Mm-hmm. And he's just brought you something that you hadn't noticed, which
Mm-hmm.
really really speaks to you about his work ethic
Yeah.
and his sharp eyes.
Uh,
So
who,
you have
I was going to ask, who is Yamamoto-san?
he is your direct superior
Okay.
in the department. He's the head of this case, the lead detective working on this particular case with the paintings and the sculptures that y'all have been working on. So he's the one you'd report to.
Okay. Great. If Saito-san has taken all this paperwork, then I think I might have asked him if he could leave the 2 pictures of the paintings, so that I could take those as evidence to the people that I need to speak with as evidence that something else is going on or that there's a
Absolutely, that makes
connection.
sense. That makes sense. Okay. So you have these papers. There's something that is bothering you a little bit about this symbol, but you can't quite figure out what it is. But you have a lead. This could be a code to someone here in Japan who's receiving these artworks. You haven't figured out who that is yet because it's moved through a bunch of different shell corporations. So you're still tracing that back, but it could be a code to them. It could be a code for a meeting place or for whatever they're bringing into the country, if they are bringing something. It could be a code symbol to activate a sleeper agent for the commies. Who knows? But you've got something, which is more than you had just a few minutes ago.
Great. Great. How long have we been investigating this case?
You've been on this case for about a month now.
About a month. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first big break that we've had. Great. I will go directly to Yamamoto-san, and see if I can't get a moment to talk with them about what we found, about what Saito-san has found.
Okay. So you take the elevator up 2 floors, and you're fairly certain Yamamoto-san will be still at his desk. He works just as hard as everybody else, if not harder. He's a very intense man, very curt, very brusque.
We get along well.
You get along because you have very similar personality types, and he respects like in this case. But you find his office door is open. He tends to keep it open in the evenings in case there's any late night emergency information or people who need to find him. He's sitting at the desk. He's in his white collared shirt with the sleeves rolled down. You've never seen him roll up his sleeves, no matter how hot it gets in this building. And it gets pretty hot in the summer here. The only nod to the to the late hour is that his tie is slightly pulled down, so it's slightly loosened around his neck. That is the only way you can tell that he's relaxing a little bit more in his evening work. He's got dark hair and eyes, and his face is well lined. He looks up at you a little bit tired and says, "Landry-san, how may I
Yamamoto-san.
help you this evening?"
Well, Saito-san just came to me with a pretty large break. We've got a connection now between two of the paintings. He found this strange symbol in both of them. I don't recognize it myself, but I can tell you with some assurance that these were probably added after the fact. They're the same symbol by two different artists, unless there is some kind of connection between the two artists as well.
Let me see.
So I'll pass over the pictures and kind of show where they're at if they're not already circled on the paintings or on the pictures.
He takes a look,
What do you
a
think?
long look. Very good work. This was Saito's?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. He has brains,
Yeah,
that one.
hard worker.
Don't know how we missed this before. You've never seen anything like this?
I can't think of anything that I've come across. I was going to run it up to my favorite weirdos, see if they've got any kind of insight, but I personally don't. I've never seen it.
He winces slightly. Yes. That might be a good idea. I'm also going to take it to cryptography.
Mm.
They might be able to maybe they've seen something like this before. It's not enough, obviously, for breaking a language code, but it could mean something. Maybe they've seen it before. I think we need to check every piece of artwork that we think is involved with this and see if we can find the same symbol
I
or any symbols that don't belong. They might be a continuous string of code.
I would agree. Yeah, I was my next steps were to be talk to the other guys and then start looking at some of the other connected pieces of art to see if maybe we missed something in those as well.
That's a good thought. Can't believe we missed this. Been right there the whole time.
How many pieces of art were there in this that we've collected from this crime?
So several different things have been seized. There was a shipment that was coming in off a cargo ship that was seized about 3 weeks ago. It's kind of what started this whole thing. There were rumors and pretty good tips from informants that this was connected to a communist cell in China that was trying to get information over to a Japanese cell here in Tokyo, and so that was preemptively seized. And then there's this warehouse that you track to one of the shell corporations. That was your work, and that's one of the paintings came from the shipment. One of the paintings came from the warehouse.
Okay. So it'd almost be best, I think, probably to check some of the stuff that came out of the warehouse at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. If Yamamoto-san seems like he's done with me, then I'll say goodbye and dip out.
He's very polite about it, but you can tell from his body language that he is ready for you to leave. He has other work to do.
I'll knock on his door and I'll head out just to, yeah.
You knock on the door, and there is a raised eyebrow you do not see, but then he just shakes his head and gets back to work. So, are you heading to the department where they investigate the occult, cults, strange religions, all that sort of thing?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you head up there, and you're hoping someone is still working, and you're hoping a particular someone is still working up there. And lo and behold, because he's almost always working, you do find Mizutani Shogo, who is a not quite a friend, but a working colleague of yours. He's been working in this department for a little bit. He's pulled you into some things. You work together on other cases. Sometimes he'll ask you to look into things for him, not quite off the books, but because he doesn't have access. And he is working very, very hard at his desk. As far as you know, he has no family. He makes this his life. The agency is his life. He is a tall man with dark hair. His face always looks partially exhausted and partially frustrated with everything that goes on around him. He's a very intense, energetic man. Always wears a neat dark suit, full suit, at his desk at all times. You've never seen him otherwise, even when you go out to a bar or anything. The rare occasion he's gone with you, he still keeps his suit jacket on. And he's always kind of got this barely suppressed energy. He's very focused on the things that he does. And you get along, even if he is a bit too intense for you sometimes. And you see him pacing. He's pacing in his office. And he's muttering things to himself in Japanese. You can't quite pick it up because he's muttering so fast. He doesn't even seem to notice you as you come in. He's looking at the floor, walking to one end, turning very sharply on his heel, walking to the other end. You can see there's a bit of a wear in the carpet where he's worn a trace from how much he must do this on a regular basis. There are papers everywhere. There's pictures of people up on a whiteboard that have been stuck up there, and he is just muttering.
Shogo-san, what are you doing?
Hmm. It would be Mizutani-san.
Oh, Misutani-san.
Yeah,
Oh, right, right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
Shoko's his first name, or his given
Got
name.
that's
Mhm.
right. I will get that at some point. Um, Misutani-san, what's going on? What's got you vexed?
Oh, there's just so many, so many things going on, and they're so interesting, but I don't have the time or the ability to look into them. But they're everywhere. I've got something I want to talk to you about, Landry-san. But you must have come up here to see me, right? You've come up here to see me. So why don't you talk to me first, and then maybe we can get a drink, and I'll talk to you about what's as you say, bothering me.
Yeah. So the boy wonder Saito-san found something that I missed with this current thing, and so I wanted to bring it up to you and see if you could decipher it for me because I'm kind of at a loss. And so I'll hand over the pictures of the paintings and point out
Hmm.
the symbols on them.
He looks at the symbols, and his eyes narrow, his brow furrows a little bit, and he starts muttering to himself. And he looks around, says, "This looks familiar. This looks very familiar. Hmm.
Where do you think you would have seen this?
In a book somewhere, on some old book of very old, yes, but uh, hmm. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it looks very, very familiar.
Was it like a kid's book? Was it
No, no, old book. Uh, Maybe a religious text of some kind. Hmm.
okay?
And this is related to your arts case?
It is, yeah. These symbols were both found in the paintings.
Hmm. What could they mean? What could they mean? And
This isn't a standard symbol that you've seen. This is something random.
This is different. I've never seen anything like this even before I moved to this department. I haven't seen it used in, at least not this one. Oh, it's bothering me. Where did I see this? And he sketches out the symbol on a separate piece of paper, and he holds it up to the light. And he looks at it very intently, and he gets lost for a moment, just kind of staring at it.
I'll
This is not
just,
unusual.
I will snap my finger, and be like, Shogo-san, Mitsutani-san, what, maybe you should tell me what's going on with you, and that might help you unlock where you know this symbol from. Sometimes working on something else helps you solve a problem somewhere else down the line. Like, maybe let's take that approach.
His eyes dart back and forth. He looks at the open door. Not here. Not here. It's not technically official.
Hmm.
You understand. So let's go somewhere and have a talk.
Okay. Right now, or do you want to go later?
Now's fine. I was going to head out for the evening, go home.
Well, let me,
Home.
yeah, let me go get my things and we'll get out of here.
Okay. Uh, Usual place?
Yeah.
Okay. And he gathers up some of the papers on his desk and then takes them from one corner and sets them in another corner, just as they are. And he brushes off his sleeve and he starts muttering to himself again as you go and grab your things from your office. And he meets you down on the street level. Where do you take him? Where do you go for drinks?
Um, I don't know that it would be the same place that I typically go. Like, I kind of like that
Okay.
as being my izakaya. That's where I go to get away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be one that is near the station, the building, maybe like 2 or 3 blocks away, kind of like somewhere we would go for lunch or even directly after work. Very, very close, very easy for both of us to hit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you take him to a place known as the Seven Swans. And he walks in with you very easily, very casually. You know this place. You've come a couple of times. It's not super well known. It's not quite seedy, but not a whole lot of people come to this place. It's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And it's also more of a local place. You're not going to find tourists here, which suits you just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And he procures some sake for both of you and takes you to a small back corner. It's darker. There's not as many people over here. You see a group of salarymen off to one side drinking their cares away very loudly, and people milling about. But there's enough noise that you can talk without necessarily being overheard.
Okay.
And he leans in and he says, "All right. So there's this report. All right. Something in the town of Ikaruga in Nara Prefecture. There, hmm, something's very wrong. Very
Wrong,
wrong there.
wrong. How?
Hundreds of people with insomnia and sleep issues and nightmares and people are talking about monsters in their sleep and seeing strange things when they wake up. There's been traffic accidents from people falling asleep at the wheel and near fatal overdoses from sleeping pills from people who say they couldn't get to sleep any other way. Uh, the town government can't handle it. There have been so many letters of complaints from the surrounding area, and it just it seems strange to me.
I mean, it
I've
sounds
been here.
strange.
Mhm. It's been hundreds of people, Landry-san, hundreds of people. There's got to be something strange at work there. Why would it be this one place? Why these people? Monsters.
Is there anything special about the prefecture or the city or the neighborhood?
It's a historic town with ancient temples. There's the oldest wooden structures in the world are there. But personally, I think uh, maybe the commies put something in the drinking water. You know, it's possible they could be experimenting on something. I don't know, but my gut tells me there's something bad at work here, and I can't investigate it myself. I can't get any time, and of course the department won't approve me going. But I know you have a couple days of leave coming up, Landry-san, and well, what could be what could be more innocuous than an American tourist going to a temple city to visit the oldest temples in the world? Uh, and he chuckles a little bit. He doesn't laugh very often, but he looks you up and down and says, "Perhaps you could help me with this one. There's something wrong here. I feel it. I know there's something wrong here."
I'm happy to help the way that you've helped me acclimate these last few months. What do you need me to do? What can I do for you to help out?
You can go to Ikaruga, go to the town hall. Mr. Maeda will be expecting you. Uh, the chairman of the public welfare committee. I told him I'll be sending some people. I won't be sending you alone. There will be some others that I'm going to talk to send out there with you. Various abilities, let's say. But I think between you can figure out what's happening, and if there's something sinister. If it's the commies, well, we know what to do. But the department won't listen to me.
I mean, chemical warfare would be a very interesting first step for the commies at this point, but I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't know, but they'd choose a cultural center, right? Somewhere with a lot of culture, a lot of meaning, and these temples there. That could be it. So, but
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. But
Okay.
that's been bothering me, and I wish I could go myself. I wish I could go myself.
Well, yeah, sure. I'll, when I'm on off duty, then I'll go take a look for sure and see what I can't find out. Yeah.
Thank you, Landry-san. I knew I could count on you.
You're very welcome.
And we'll leave you on the toast and the promise of a new, interesting, perhaps, case. And let's change cameras over to one Sam Percy. The camera zooms in on a convenience store. And what is the name of this convenience store, Sam?
Oh, so this would be the Konbini Beanie. Excuse
Tell
me.
us what a
The
konbini
Konbini
is.
Beanie.
Tell us
So
what a
a
konbini
konbini
is.
is the Japanese word for convenience store. So the Konbini Beanie will help propel you into savings. We serve everything from small meals and snacks. We are also a video rental store.
Convenience stores are becoming fairly popular in Japan at this point. 7-Eleven has made it over to Japan by now, and
1979.
1979, and has upgraded the convenience store with some places bringing fresh food in every 24 hours, freshly cooked food for people. You can come in at all hours of the night. Uh, you can get anything from food to drinks to opera tickets. These konbini stores have just about anything you could want in a small, convenient package. And this one is owned and operated by Americans trying to capitalize on the new popularity of the convenience store in Japan. And so we will enter this convenience store, zoom down one of the aisles stacked with chips and with other crunchy, salty foods. And we see behind the counter one Samantha Percy. So why don't Tomboy you tell us who we see behind this desk?
Samantha Percy goes by Sam, is a older woman. She's in her mid 50s. She has gray streaks down either side. She's wearing her uniform currently, which is just a simple white top red with a red apron, and she has a cigarette just hanging out of her mouth as smoke lazily curls up around her slowly watering eyes. She has a look on her face like she has been working in convenience stores for longer than most of the people here have been alive, and she's hated every moment of it.
She's hated every moment of it, and yet here she is, hanging out in the convenience store late at night. Uh, you've had not so much a busy day, as in staying super on your feet. You've been able to sit on your little stool for a large chunk of it, but you've had a decent flow of customers coming through here. And you've had a couple of kids come through looking to see if there's anything exotic and American in here. Uh, do you sell anything of that sort? Is it all local products, mostly Japanese things, or do you sell any American products here as well?
I mean, we do have local products like fish, but if you're looking for more American things, we have things like camels. We've got score bars. If you're looking for videotapes, we've got all the latest. You're good to go. We've got everything you could want.
So you have some kids come in who are excited about the American chocolate bars. They're not used to this particular kind of chocolate, and they're very excited to try their English on you, because they've been learning it in school, and so you get a lot of these people who come through, especially the younger kids who want to practice their English with the American because it's very interesting to them, and so it's been that kind of night for you. It's about 9 p.m. at this point, 9:30, and the little bell above the door rings as it opens, and in come two people you know very well. Why don't you tell us who these
Oh,
people are?
so as they come through the door, I continue with my normal greeting. Uh, Kange ohayo gozaimasu, or welcome, good morning, which would be your first formal greeting. I turn around and it is Akiko and Hadaki. Senseis! These are my two oldest friends in Japan. They are actually the ones who taught me to speak Japanese.
And they laugh when you call them teacher, essentially, because you're friends enough that you go by first name basis in general, but you still call them sensei to make them laugh. And they come on up to you with their purchases after a few minutes and lean in and go, so, Sam, how is it going? They speak very formal English for the most part.
It's going fine. Haven't got any calls from my Baka boss. How's it going for y'all?
It is going very well, thank you. Uh, they say one right after the other and look at you and go, still trouble with the boss?
I mean, he's been in and out for however many years now. It's been 10 years. He still can't speak a lick of Japanese. He can barely order a sake.
Hmm. Akio nods and they both laugh. Uh, Americans. Not you, of course. Not you, Sam. But
I appreciate you.
not everyone has your willingness to learn the culture and the language, and we appreciate that you take the time.
Of course. Appreciate you as well.
And they pay for their purchases, and one of them says, you know, there is an opera in a week that perhaps we thought you might like to go to?
Absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
We thought perhaps it might help with your listening comprehension. And Akio snorts. Your Japanese is very good.
That that sounds wonderful. What day?
It will be on, I think for a moment, Friday of next week.
Okay. I'll make sure that I take that day off.
If your boss lets you.
Well, he's here so rarely that, I sometimes have to close the store for cleaning. Wink.
They both laugh. They haven't quite mastered the wink yet, but in that particular context, but they're working on it. All
Sure.
right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. We hope it is a pleasant one. And we will see you on Friday, if not before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, arigato gozaimasu.
They nod their heads to you. They work together and they've become almost one person, just the way they move, the way they talk. It's kind of amusing, actually. They even sort of dress the same, which, considering they're salarymen, isn't quite that shocking. But even down to the same color ties, everything. And they walk out of the store together. And you putter around a little bit. A jar of pickles gets knocked over, so you clean that up. Uh, Someone leaves one of the freezer doors open, and you have to grumble to yourself and go close that. And all the little daily bits and pieces of running a convenience store just sort of happen. But the convenience store is not the only thing you do.
That is correct.
And, well, you do have to take a quote unquote lunch break at some point
Hmm.
and put the little sign on the door noting that you'll be back in, say, 30 minutes because you have some other things to do for your second job. What
Hmm.
is it that you're
Hmm.
doing, Sam?
So, on top of being a convenience store clerk, I am also an international smuggler of bootleg Japanese VHS.
Yes, you've had quite a thriving business for a couple years now, and sometimes you have to close the shop for 30 minutes so you can go make a drop.
Hmm.
And what does that process look like for Sam?
So, how that usually works is assuming that I don't have any surprises, I will get a package together before I come into work. I will leave it in the back storeroom. I will have it all packaged up. I will take my time, and then I will go to the dead drop I have that is near the post office for my blind go-between Yuban that I will drop off the package and then it will disappear. I will then drop off the next day a small packet of money.
This procedure has worked pretty well for you. Mostly. Mostly. And you make your way to the drop where you'll leave this with your colleague Yuban. Does Yuban know anything about you, your name? Do you have a code name, anything like that?
So Yuban is the name he's given me, which I know now, but I didn't at the time, is just the Japanese word for male. So he is using a code name. I do not know his real name. I have tried to speak with him. He does
Mm-hmm.
not converse with me.
Mm-hmm.
He is keeping as if we do not exist, other than the fact that I pretty much hand him a package or leave it in the specific spot where he picks it up, and then we come back and trade money, but he doesn't talk with me.
Excellent. So he doesn't know anything about you, except maybe the sound of your voice, if you say anything at all, and you keep it very professional and keep your lives sequestered that way, which is probably safer.
I will be honest, I had tried to reach out because the first time what had happened is I had gotten caught by the post office and gotten flagged, so I wasn't allowed to send packages anymore. And then I received a note written in broken English because I did not speak Japanese at the time, that explained what he wanted to do, and I agreed. And that's where we've gotten, but I've never been able to get more of a relationship with Yuban.
Mhm. So this arrangement works fairly well, and it is a drop night for you. So you take the package, leave the little sign on the door, and make your way towards the meeting location. What do you have any idea of what kinds of films you're taking in this particular package?
So I have Lupin the Third that is going to Spain. I have Akira that is going to Heidi in Germany. I have Angel's Egg that is going to California. And I also, for a naughty little someone, have Wicked City that is going to England.
Hmm. A nice little variety of things you've got there. So you make your way to the drop location, and Euban is waiting for you. He's wearing very nondescript clothes. His hair is slicked back. He's got a cane with him, and he's just waiting there very patiently. He barely moves. You've noticed this about him, is he is very still, incredibly still. He doesn't speak. He doesn't say anything to acknowledge your presence other than he holds out a hand. The moment you step into the building, his hand goes out. It's kind of creepy.
It is very creepy, but I've gotten used to it at this point. I slowly set the package in his hands, and then I turn around and back out the door.
Okay? You turn around and back out the door, and you hear a voice say, Percy-san, in such a hurry to get away.
Oh, no, 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 Percy-san, no, Percy-san. Yeah, Percy-san is my father. I'm Percy-kun, if anything.
I prefer we keep things a little bit more formal, as you hear the very, very familiar voice of Mizutani Shogo, the PSIA officer.
Oh, Miss Utani-san, how are you today?
Well, doing very well now that I've seen you, Percy-san. We have things to talk about. You haven't
I'm
seen him in
sure.
a few months, much to your delight. And it's always a heavy sigh moment when you hear his voice coming out of the dark because he always finds you at night.
Miss Utani-san, Koriwana desu ka? What is it?
Oh, we wouldn't want to stay so close to your friend. He might not feel comfortable leaving with his package. So let's have a seat over maybe in the park.
Okay, okay.
And you walk in silence over to a bench in a small public park and have a seat. There's a lone street light that's flickering slightly above, off to the side, and you sit without looking at each other. And you see his very sharp, angular profile, his dark suit, and he says, "So things have been going well, I see."
Hi, and things with you?
Quite well. So many things to work on, so many things to do, and there's so many things you can help me with, Percy-san.
Like what?
Well, there's this case that I'm working on, or rather, not working on, and he chuckles. It's not a sound you hear very often from him. See, there's this situation that's come up in the town of Ikaruga. And, well, I would like you to go look into it for me. I can't go myself. I'm sending some people, and you're one of the people, since, well, we have an arrangement. We have an understanding, don't we, Percy-san?
Dame, what is going on? What is
Mm,
going on?
mm. Well, there's people having nightmares, hundreds of people not sleeping, and reporting seeing monsters in their sleep, strange things. There's car accidents happening from people not sleeping, and it seems to be spreading. I don't know. I don't know what could be happening there, but it seems very strange. Maybe the commies, and well, with your connections and your understanding of certain things, I immediately thought of you, Percy-san.
Of course. I know how this works. You know how this works.
I do. I am very, very familiar with how this works. I'm so glad you remember.
So, you're such what is it? Uzai, pain in my ass, you know.
Mhm. Is that a way to talk to someone you respect? I don't think so. I mean, you respect that I keep you out of prison or being permanently banned from this country, and you respect the work that I ask you to do. It seems to me like this is a mutually beneficial arrangement, Percy-san.
Yes, yes, yes. Gomen, Gomen. Mitsutani-sama.
He gives that dry chuckle again. Very well. You will leave for Ikaruga the day after tomorrow. Mr. Maeda is expecting you at the town hall. I expect you'll get in late in the evening, so you'll have to see him the next day. You will not be alone. There will be some other people there, or at least one other person. And I'm sure you will all get along famously, as you Americans say.
I'm sure we will. Is this where we see each other off for the night?
Unless you have something you want to talk to me about, Percy-san.
No, unfortunately, the store's already been closed longer than it should be. So if there's nothing else, Oya Sumi Nasai, good night to you.
Mm. Good night. And don't forget to report in as soon as you find out what's happening.
Of course, in our normal ways.
Mm.
And I walk off into the night.
And as you walk off into the night, we will change cameras as you walk in one direction and Mizutani-san walks the other way. And we change cameras over to something very different. Another evening, the next evening, as a we zoom into a Japanese home where several people are seated around a low table, eating a meal of fish and rice. And we find our next investigator there. So, Perry, who do we see seated at this table with the Japanese family?
In stark contrast to them, you see Jarbari Croft, who uh, has a short fro with a set of headphones wrapped around his neck. Seated in a sweater, dark colored, and has his bowl of rice up and is working with the chopsticks to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
And with the response to Mrs. Kamako Sam, lovely as always.
Uh, Thank you, Jarbari. You're on first name basis with this family at this point. They're your host family. You've been here for about 3 months now. The term at the University of Tokyo doesn't start until a little bit later, so you've come in early to get a feel for the culture, to practice the language a bit, to make sure you're equal to the task of your studies at the university. And you've become first name basis, at least inside the home with the family.
But
And
Grandma would still have my head if I didn't refer to Mr. and Mrs. with full respect.
of course, we can't have that. And you're seated there eating your dinner. Everything is pleasant. and she asks you, what did you do today? Did you go out into the city? Were you sketching again?
Ah, yes. I was making sure to get the landmark component of the shrine over off of Hamana Street, as well as working on capturing the cherry blossoms that were there too.
It is a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm glad you took my recommendation to go see it.
Thank you for offering.
Mm.
It helps to begin to continue to work my studies.
Oh, and the father asks from the end of the table, what project are you working on, Jarbari? What is your current project?
Well, right now I am trying to reproduce my own version of Akira 1.
Oh, that is very interesting. In your own style?
Slightly, but as much of an homage to it as I can.
It is good to practice the ways of those who have gone before you so that you may figure out your own path.
Precisely.
And there's another young man at the table. Who is this?
That would be Shinji. He is the son and sort of my companion. I'm sure next to him is also, much to his parents' chagrin, a magazine that I had brought him from the U.S. on American baseball.
His mother looks over at the magazine and says, "Not at the table." And he pouts a little bit, but he takes it off immediately because he knows he shouldn't have it at the table. Says, I've been learning so many interesting things about baseball, and Jarbari said he was going to practice with me so that I can work on my catch.
Tomorrow, or at least this weekend.
And the mother smiles indulgently, says, well, I don't know that you'll find very many people to play with here, although maybe some of the other students at school have heard about baseball and want to practice.
I'm sure they're fair, and I'm sure you can even get a club started.
As long as it doesn't distract from his studies.
As
There's
always.
a polite smile.
Of course.
Or from your studies, Jarbari. You only have a year here, and you might as well make the best of it.
I will, but we haven't started just yet. I'm trying to soak up as much as I can.
Yes, there is much to learn here, and we are enjoying as much as we are learning from you as well. We appreciate you staying with us.
Thank you for having me.
And you finish the dinner, polite chit-chat, everybody talking, and the son asks you after dinner with permission from his mother, if will you show me some of your drawings and show me how you make them?
Oh, certainly. Happy to. Yeah, I'll show you the stuff that the mirroring I've done to the layout for the cover for Akira.
Oh, I love Akira.
Yeah, that's why I'm working on that one.
And you go to your room. It's a very simple room. You have your low bed, you have a dresser, you have place to put your things, but there's not a whole lot of space in here. It's a very small home, but you feel comfortable here. You don't need a whole lot. You didn't bring a whole lot with you. It's a quiet place for you to work. And there's a desk that's been set up for you to work on your drawing. And you go over to the desk. Is Jarbari a neat person, or does he have things everywhere?
The drawing area is a little more scattered. And at which point you'll see propped up the manga of Akira 1 cover, where he's propped up on his own drawing desk, a similar version, changing some of the terrain and the color scheme as he's been working on it. but instead of the classic red motorcycle, it's a black Chevy Mustang. And as Akira is walking up, instead of Akira, there's a guy with a massive fro with a headband that is whipping in the wind behind him in sort of a shaft pimp suit.
It's so much fun. It's very different.
But still similar style. You can see exactly where I'm drawing it from.
Yes, the inspiration is very obvious, and I love what you've done with the shading over here.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell immediately what this was referencing, even if you didn't have the title on it.
Precisely. It's the best way to practice. A sort of mimicry, but with my own style and interests.
It's very good.
Thank you.
I wish I could draw like that.
Well, let me show you a very simple how to do this shading here. And I'll grab a piece of paper, move some of them out. And you start, first and foremost, you've got to make sure you got the right width on the brush. And you're going to just start out by laying out these general outlines. And the framing lines are most important. After that, you begin with just slow cross hatches, back and forth. You don't want them too big, but keep them consistent. And that helps resting the hand just slightly and using the pinky, if you can, to take the weight off the hand.
He starts practicing very slowly. He doesn't have a whole lot of artistic bent, but he's very interested in art. He loves manga. And he also latched onto you when you came here to live for this time you're in the exchange program, and he's just interested in everything that you do. So he starts practicing very, very slowly, very methodically, and the lines start to take shape, even though they're not the neatest. He's doing his best.
Very good. And we will practice that when we do the catch tomorrow. Off to the side, you can also see some concept drawings of a traditional warrior in a katana wieldman in his practice getup, which next to him is another variant that some might consider as an early version of Afro Samurai.
Oh.
But my own variant.
Your own variant, of course. Of course. And he keeps practicing for a little bit more under your careful direction, and his face lights up when some of it starts to really take shape. It needs a lot of work, but the fact that he's trying and he's actually paying attention to it and putting effort into it is a big thing for him. And he says, do you want to practice your kanji again tomorrow, Jarbari?
Oh, certainly. I'm going to need a lot of practice on that.
Mm-hmm. Will your classes be entirely in Japanese?
I suspect so. I'm trying to get, if I can connect with the studio that I'd like to, that's making both the manga as well as the anime. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more work here especially if I can get work here while I'm here.
Well, I'm sure you can. You're very talented.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying.
Well, we'll practice your kanji. I'm sure I can help you even more. You've done a lot of good work, and I'm sure my mother will also help you out because she's got beautiful calligraphy.
She does.
Mm-hmm. It'll be good, Jarbari. You'll do very well in school, and you'll become a very famous manga artist, and then I can tell everybody that I knew you before you were famous, and you can autograph all of my manga, and I'll get every single thing that you write.
Well, I suspect if you keep practicing with that arm, you're going to be going over for a baseball scholarship when it's your turn.
His eyes light up. You really think so?
We got to keep practicing.
That would be, play baseball in America. Oh, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can already run faster than most of the other boys.
Yeah, but I got to work on your slide.
Mm. Uh, Mother says to be careful because she's tired of the laundry.
I laugh with him.
And he smiles. And you hear voices from outside your room down the hallway. And then after a moment, there's a gentle knock on the door.
Come in.
And what was their last name?
Kamako.
Uh, Mrs. Kamako comes in and says, Jarbari,
Yes.
Mizutani-san is here to see you.
Oh, okay. Do you want him in here or should I meet him outside?
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
It's all right if he comes in. I'm sure he wants to speak.
Mm-hmm. He comes down the hallway and you see him. Mizutani-san is a friend of the family. He doesn't seem to have very many friends, but he used to serve in the same branch of the PSIA as Mr. Kamako. And so they had a working relationship. They would go out for drinks. He would be invited over to the family home. He doesn't have a family of his own. So you've seen him a few times, and he's gotten to know you. He's asked you questions about your time growing up. Where is Jarbari from in the States?
Oakland, California.
And he asks you about San Francisco and Oakland and American culture, and he seems interested in learning things from you. And so you don't know if you're really friends, but he's gotten to know you fairly well, and you've gotten to know him. And he comes in. He looks a little bit tired. His eyes are sunk in his face. And
I immediately stand up and bow. Good evening, Mrs.
Mizutani.
Mizutani-san.
Mm.
Or sorry, Sansei.
Mm.
Mizutani-sansei.
Son is fine. I've told you, Jarbari. It's all right. And he laughs a little bit. And Mrs. Mrs. Kamako tells her son to leave, and they both just sort of quietly slide out. And Mizutani-san looks at you and says, "I'm sorry to intrude on you like this, Croft-san, but I've got I've got a favor to ask, and well, it might seem a little bit strange, but I think you'd be well suited to this. It's something I can't do myself, and well, I just with your interest in the culture and everything, it seemed like something you might be willing to do." And he gives you a very intense look.
Happy to help.
Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Ikaruga Town?
I will look over to a map of places I have marked to visit, and don't think that's on my list.
It's a town in Nara Prefecture with two beautiful, well-known temples, the oldest wooden structures in the world, actually.
Huh?
You might be interested to draw them, even, or to sketch them, and I believe you are interested in Buddhism as well from our conversations. You might enjoy visiting the temples. But well, they're having trouble in town. And I thought that, well, you might be able to have a look for me. Hundreds of people are not sleeping, Croft-san. Nightmares and strange things happening. And it bothers me. It bothers me very much. And he gets a little bit more intense. Something strange is happening in this town, and they won't let me investigate it myself, and I need people who can go in and won't be too official in town. You understand, police officers or detectives. You're an American. You're visiting. It's only natural you'd want to see the city and the temples, and you can ask some questions and learn maybe what's going on. There'll be some other people there as well. It won't be just you. I wouldn't throw you into this by yourself, but uh, I know it's a strange request, but you're not in school yet, and well,
Kind of like that cafe incident last week.
yes, where you can go in and talk to people in a way that I can't.
I will see what I can do.
Hmm. He gets a slight smile on his face, and his shoulders relax a little bit. I knew I could count on you, Croft-san. I knew I could count on you. Uh, you're good to help me with such things. You know, the safety of Japan depends on people like you, helping us out.
I'm happy to protect Japan as much as I can. Besides, it gives me story ideas.
He laughs and just says, "You don't have anyone based on me in your stories, do you?"
Only someone in a very honored position.
There's a slow nod and a slight hint whisper of a smile. Says, "All right, I will accept that. Just don't get too close to the truth. We can't put it all out there. People can't know everything. It's for their own safety."
I fully understand.
And he nods his head to you and says, I will give you train tickets. I'd like you to go tomorrow after you're done with your daily work."
Understood. Is there a particular story I should give to the Kamikos or
Um,
Kamikos?
Tell them that you're going to visit the temples and see the oldest wooden structures in the world. They'll
All right.
understand with the work that you're doing, but that should be enough.
Very good.
Mm. You'll know the people you're going to meet when you see them.
Just sort of nods. Okay.
Mm.
Well, I hope you have a pleasant night.
You as well, and keep working. You have a future.
I bow in return.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And we'll leave you there, going back to your work. Maybe a little intrigued and maybe a little confused, but with
Well,
a task ahead.
I put that to the side, pull another one out, and I turn to the pages of that shows the JDF a lab where Tsuno is recently being experimented on, and begins trying to draft a new page based off of that.
Excellent. And we'll leave you there. That same night, later in the evening, our camera focuses in on a very tall building, lots of floors, very high up in a tiny, cramped office. We find our last investigator seated at his desk, looking exhausted, papers everywhere, pencil scribbling over some pen and pencil scribbling over some figures that just don't make sense. And so, Doc, tell us about your character.
All right, Takahashi-san is a man in his 40s, though he looks much older due to just the sheer wear and tear of his life as a salaryman. Every time I'm writing something down, furiously scribbling, trying to make the numbers work, there's just that tinkling in the back of my mind of, why didn't I stay with baseball? I I was good at it. I was the star pitcher for my high school, but something in the back of my head said, become a salaryman. I'll make the money that I need to be happy, and I'll have the time for everything that I want. And only one of those things came true. Financially, not the worst off. I'm pretty well off, but I have no time for anything but work. And the figures that I'm working on right now were actually passed down from somebody else in the office because they didn't want to do them, and I didn't know how to say no.
You take the brunt of the grunt work
Oh
in a
yeah,
lot
I
of
I am the
ways.
grunt work. I just keep
You
adjusting
are
my
the grunt.
suspenders, trying to
Hmm.
relieve some kind of tension, but even just playing with the suspenders is a delay from work.
And you work late into the night most nights. You don't have a family, really. You don't have anything else to occupy your time. Your life is the company.
The company takes care
And
of me,
and this night is no different.
of course.
Mhm. You're hard at work on these accounts.
Hmm.
And these are accounts for a large client, a shipping client. And there are things in these ledgers that just don't make sense. There's numbers that don't add up. There's payments that go to places that don't exist, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
It's a mess.
It is a mess. And it is my job to fix this mess because I was told to have a report to my superior by morning.
Hmm. And it is already 9:30 p.m. Some, not all, of your coworkers have left for the night. You still hear others talking in the hall or moving around in their offices. But it is definitely not as full as it was before. But these numbers, they're puzzling you, and you don't know if you're going to figure it out in time. And uh, do you leave your door open or closed?
It is open enough that somebody would know I'm in there by the light
Okay.
coming out, but it's
Hmm.
not full wide open on display that I'm working.
Okay. So there is a polite knock at your partially open door.
I will stand up from my work and come in.
And in walks Nobuyuki Shoda, one of your coworkers. Why
Mhm.
don't you describe him for us?
He's very, very tall and thin in a healthy way, in direct contrast to how Takahashi-san looks. Like he actually is, he was grew into his height and filled it out. Always has a small smile on his face as if he knows something others don't.
Hmm.
And he's always there to just check in. He seems like he's what you might call like the office good guy.
Hmm.
As far as salarymen go, he's the one who hasn't bought into the culture of work until you have burned yourself out completely.
Are you on first name basis with him when it's not full formalities during the day,
Um,
or would you call him by his last name?
I would call him by his last name.
Okay. So Nobuyuki comes in and he's got this cheerful smile on his face. He's got his suit jacket slung over his shoulder. He's got a fiance. They're not married yet, but the wedding will be next year. Uh, so he's starting a family, unlike you and some of the other people that you work with. Not to rub salt in the wound, but he smiles cheerfully at you and says, "Takahashi-san, you're still working. It's 9:30.
Nobuyuki-san, I need to finish this account. If I don't, I don't know what could happen, but it needs to be done.
It needs to be done. It'll still be there in the morning."
If I don't do it now, and it's there in the morning, what about my work in the morning then?
Do you ever sleep, Takahashi-san? Forgive my impertinence.
And one look at Takahashi-san's face, it's a hard no for that. Those dark bags under his eyes just look permanent.
You need a drink, and you need a few hours of sleep.
I will sleep when I finish this work. I'm very close to finding the missing piece. I'm sure of it. I look at the numbers and realize that I am nowhere near where I say I'm at with it. I'll
Well,
make it work. I'm sure. It's okay.
how about
Tomorrow.
this? How about you come out for a drink with us? Myself and some of the others from Hall 18 are going for a drink. You have one drink just to relax your eyes and refocus and refresh, and then you can come back and finish.
I appreciate the offer, Nobuyuki-san. I do. Maybe one drink,
One
because
drink.
one drink, and you must promise me one drink.
One drink, I promise. That's all.
And I will still I'm still wearing my jacket. The
Hmm.
tie is even it is still top button tie pulled up, even though I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only ones left in the office.
There's very few of you left in there.
Yeah.
And the others, like especially Nobuyuki, his tie is askew, his sleeves are rolled up, his jacket's over his shoulder. He does not care at this point. It is 9:30 at night, uh, and he is ready to be done with this for the day. But he waits for you to get your things, and he's got the biggest smile on his face. He keeps trying to get you to relax. He has made it his mission in life to get Takahashi to relax. And now he has
That ain't gonna
achieved
happen.
a step. He
A
has made
step.
something happen.
A
Yes.
step is all he's gonna get. Because the whole time as they're walking through the hall to the elevator, all Takahashi can think of is if I swap those two numbers and make this do like he's crunching the numbers. I'm crunching the numbers in my head the whole way to the elevator and to wherever we happen to be going.
Takahashi-san, I can tell you're thinking about work. Do you ever think about anything else?
And I'll put a hand on his shoulder and say, Nobuyuki-san, when you have worked at this company as long as I have, there is not much else to consider than work. And I'll pat my stomach a little bit. Go, I I did once love baseball, but now I cannot play anymore. I can't play because I must work and the commutes and the mandatory meetings and drinking parties and everything. I have no time for anything else.
Work is what gives us the ability to do things we enjoy, to drink, to have good food, to have love, to have a family, to go to the opera or buy a book and read it instead of just having it sit on your shelf at home so people think you read.
I feel called out for that one. Damn. Nobuyuki-san, you have your musical orchestras, a symphony of instruments. Well, mine is the chime of the fax machines that I repair.
Uh, he looks at you like genuinely sadly for a moment. Says, "This is not life.
But I'm not
This is
dead.
not life. Hmm. Yet you will be if you keep up this pace. And, well, who knows? Maybe you will be reincarnated as a snail, and you can learn to enjoy the simple things in life.
That would be nice.
A
I've
slow
always
pace.
believed there's more to life than just a daily grind, but I haven't had
Have
time
you?
to even consider it.
Have you believed that? No offense intended, Takahashi-san, but you don't seem like you believe that.
Nobuyuki-san, I do believe it. It is buried deep in my heart to believe it. I feel as though beyond the business that I do day to day, that there must be something more. And every time I think about trying it, trying to take that step to find something, the phone rings. The boss comes by and demands something from me, and it shatters that illusion that I could find something.
You need a rest, Takahashi-san.
I do. I do. And when
So
I
let's start
finish
with this
the
sake.
reports, well, the sake, of course. One drink, though. You promised one drink.
I will only give you one drink.
Okay.
And you make your way to a small bar. It's loud in here. There's a lot of people. Uh, they're talking and drinking, and you see a bunch of other salarymen with their sleeves rolled up who have clearly been in here a lot longer. and are getting properly sloshed. There's loud arguments about things breaking out. People are discussing who has the better job at the office. Like all sorts of things are happening. This is a bar where people like you, who actually have a life though, tend to go to hang out. And he takes you up to the bar. There's a couple other people from your office coming in behind you, all chattering, and uh, the they just seem to be relaxing at this point. It's time for a drinking party. And so he takes you up to the bar, Nobuyuki does, and orders a sake for you. Says, "Don't drink it all in one gulp. I'm watching you."
And I'll pick it up and I'll raise it in a small toast and just take a small sip.
If you could have one thing in the world, what would it be?
Nobuki-san, I thought we were going out for a drink, not for a philosophical discussion, but if I could have one thing, it would be a truly spiritual experience, something beyond the lights here in Tokyo, something that could show me there truly is more to this world than just the work. But the work is all I have.
You should go somewhere where you can have an experience like that.
Where do you recommend?
Hmm. Well, there's good temples in the Nara Prefecture. There's and anywhere spiritual. Don't go to a retreat. Don't go to another big city. Go somewhere peaceful where you can have an experience, where your mind and your soul can rest, not just your body. We take
I've heard
vacations, we go places to like tourists and climb mountains or go shopping or go wandering around visiting locations that everyone says you must see, and that's not what you need. What you need is rest.
See, that's the difference between you and I. You take your vacations and go on them and your weekend retreats. I haven't taken a vacation in so long that the amount of time I could take off if I really wanted to would be incomprehensible to someone like you who just throws their time away for frivolous things like a vacation or a trip.
Take some time, Takahashi-san.
Once I finish those reports on my desk, I will.
He rolls his eyes, takes another swig of his drink. You are incorrigible.
Well, you don't get to be the accountant of a large firm as ours without being incorrigible.
Mm, I suppose not. And that's why I will never be as high up as you. And he laughs sarcastically,
And I'll,
good-naturedly, but still
of
little
course,
bit of a snarky laugh.
I'll grab the sake in front of me and say, "You did agree to one drink," and just knock it back. And then slowly, as I'm slowly like, if I really need to finish that report by morning.
If you must, it's a long way to go for just one drink, but all right.
I'm curious, when I get back to the office, can I make an accounting roll to see if I can actually finish the report?
You absolutely can.
Because actually, I have a pretty decent accounting. It's worth a shot, right?
It is your job.
That's cocked. 56 under 70, regular success.
Okay. You get back to your office and it takes you a couple more hours, but that sake really loosened you up a little bit. You think it might have actually helped you because you were getting kind of cross-eyed from looking at these numbers for so long, and you don't even remember if you ate lunch or not, or dinner, but maybe that drink and just the process of getting out in the fresh air for a little bit and walking and then coming back, something starts to make sense to you. And you figure out that the name of the corporation that some of these receipts went to, it was an incorrect spelling in the kanji.
Oh, rookie mistake. Must be some
Someone wrote it down
new
wrong.
salaryman person.
Probably yes, or a secretary. And when you do that, you can connect the numbers to the finances you've got from the correct company. And when you start looking at the numbers that don't make sense, you figure out where you went wrong. And not you went wrong. The person who was working on this before went wrong.
Of course, they clearly aren't as dedicated to their work.
Clearly not, because they passed it off to you.
Oh,
So
embarrassing. I'll be sure
you're
to talk to
able
their superior.
you're able to work through these numbers. Your head's a little
Oh
dizzy
yeah.
at this point because you drank on an empty stomach, but you make it work. You figure it out. And you take a deep breath of satisfaction. Because no matter how stressed and tired and frustrated you get, when you do finish a project, there's no feeling like that in the world. Getting it done.
Hmm.
And as you lean back in your chair, knowing you can at last go home and get maybe a couple hours of sleep, there is a knock on your door.
And I will stand to greet whoever's knocking.
And in walks the very familiar form of PSIA officer Mizutani Shogo. He
Ah,
doesn't, he seems a little bit tired. He's still wearing his normal dark suit. He's got that lean, hungry look about him, but he's still full of that ferocious energy you're used to from him. He comes in, he nods his head to you, says, "I'm so sorry to disturb you, Takahashi-san."
well, I'll stand up and bow. Misatani-san, to what do I owe the honor?
Well, I have something I need you to help me with. You know how you helped me with that accounting problem a little while ago, where we caught those infiltrators through their books. That was very clever work on your part, and I've appreciated you ever since.
Of course. It's when the numbers add up, nothing is better.
Hmm. Yes, and well, to be frank, to use an American saying, there is something that I think you could do that would help both of us.
Oh,
You need a little time away, I think, Takahashi-san. You look, pardon my openness here. You look tired, and you have not taken a vacation in quite some time.
you sound like Nobuyuki-san.
Hmm. If you say so. You are familiar with Ikaruga?
It is strange to say this is the second time I've heard of it tonight. They
Yes.
always say
Well,
that the spirits will send signs. Perhaps this is one of them.
hmm, it is there is something happening there, something that is very strange, that I thought perhaps you could look into, and also perhaps pay a visit to the temples to get some rest and some spiritual enlightenment, uh, since that seems to be something you are looking for. Uh, it would help me out, and it might give you a little bit of clarity away from the office. I'm sure you have plenty of time off that you could take.
And I just laugh knowing that the PTO sheet available to Takahashi-san is significant.
So it's very, very strange, and perhaps you can relate. People aren't sleeping.
Ah, but I'm sure they do not have my work ethic.
Well, I can't speak to that, but he fills you in on some of the details that I've already
Yep,
explained
yep.
to the others about the nightmares and everything, and says,
Hmm.
as a chronic sleep deprived person yourself, Takahashi-san, I'm sure you can empathize and would help you with discussing this with some of the people, but also it would be a good place for you. It will help me with this investigation that they won't let me do myself. And there'll be some other people there to help you. You'll meet someone outside of the office. That would be a good thing for you as well. Maybe. He pauses for a moment as if thinking about the people he's sending to meet you. It might be a good thing for you. Will you do this for me, Takahashi-san? It would be a great favor.
Misatani-san, of course.
Hmm.
Not only will I be able to find something of spiritual enlightenment among the temples, but as you say, I'm also continuing to do work for someone while there. There's no greater thing to merge together my spiritual journey and continued work. Thank you for this opportunity.
He sighs a little bit. Well, if you put it that way. I would like you to leave tomorrow evening. That will give you time to procure a few days off and get to the train.
Of course, I will notify my chief officer as soon as possible. I believe he'll be back in the morning. I will have a bag packed and be ready to leave on the train.
Thank you, Takahashi-san. I appreciate it very much.
I will stand up and give a respectful bow.
And we will leave you there. And we will take a short break now that we have introduced all of our investigators. And when we come back, we will begin the scenario proper. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to jump right into our first scenario from Book 1, Twin Suns Rising. We are going to be playing through Dream Eater. Nothing ominous about that title whatsoever. I'm sure this will be fine. All right. You are all on a bus. You're making the rounds of Ikaruga, and that's the plan anyway. The weather was scorching hot when you left the station, but now it's overcast and the rain is pounding relentlessly on the roof of the bus, filling the interior with a sweaty, sticky steam. How are you reacting to the weather, and how are you dressed today? What you've come down here. What do you look like today?
I think Trent. I think he is what I would probably call tactical casual. Um, Mostly like cargo pants, like darker cargo pants with pockets on the side. Probably kind of a loose fitting, short sleeve button up white shirt, like a dress shirt, but like the top buttons unbuttoned. Like he's very, it's not buttoned all the way up by any means, and it's not tucked in. It's just kind of out. But he does have kind of some what I would call like standard issue boots on, and a backpack, book, maps, maybe a snack, some pens, something like that. That would be what Trent looks like right now.
Okay. What about Sam?
Sam is wearing a shin-length dress. It's going to be a pale yellow with a sash around her waist. She has a large brown messenger bag that as she moves around, you hear the clinking of VHS tapes and what sounds like possibly a couple bottles of beer.
Excellent. Jarbari?
Jabari is in blue Converse high tops, jeans, a plain white t-shirt, with a scarf that can be shifted to form a head covering. But mainly he's sort of picking at with a pick comb at his hair, where there's a very noticeable dent from the headphones in the afro, as the hair is growing wild with the humidity.
Excellent. And Takahashi?
Takahashi, I am well dressed, button down shirt, a light pair of slacks, dress shoes. No tie though. So you know he's here to party.
He's relaxing.
But
Shock.
he does have his suspenders on, and every now and again he just runs his hand through his receding hairline of maybe we'll find something out here, but maybe the boss does need me. Maybe I should check in when I get there.
But it's a start. It's a start.
It's a start.
So you're all sitting there. The weather is getting worse and worse and worse. The rain beats down on the roof of the bus. The humidity inside gets heavier. It's a little bit harder to breathe in here. People are muttering and looking out the window anxiously. Visibility is now dangerously poor. The bus passes by a gray Datsun car on the side of the road with its hazard lights on and a crumpled front wing. Those of you looking out the window could swear you see a large blood stain on the road and an old man standing over the blood. The old man is visibly shaken and he appears to be praying desperately. You look back at him as the bus continues on without stopping. And then the bus speeds up. You hear a heavy thud on the roof, and you look up and you see 4 hoof-like indentations. There's something big up there, and from the sound of the footfalls, it's heading for the front of the bus. The bus just ran a red light. You can see that there's no driver up there behind the steering wheel, and the bus is racing towards the river at speed. Lightning flashes, and you spot the silhouette of a creature poking down through the windshield. Something with a large snout and too many eyes. But if someone doesn't take control of the bus right now, you're all gonna die.
I'm gonna run towards the front of the bus.
Okay? You run for the front of the bus. Anyone else running for the front of the bus?
Yeah. You know, I don't want to die on
Three Stooges
vacation.
this?
I got work to do back at home. I can't die here.
Thud, thud on the roof of the bus, moving inexorably closer towards the front. The speed picks up. Someone's screaming. People are crying, praying, as the cliff towards the river reaches ever closer. You're muted, Bucho.
That's why. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be up and running towards the front of the bus. I want to try to stop the bus. There's no reason anybody should be running across the top of it, and that was my first clue that something is fucking wrong. So I would actively be trying to stop the bus at this point.
All right. You make your way to the front of the bus, and you see, as you saw before, there's no driver. The wheel is turning. The pedal is down, but there's no one there.
I try to stamp my foot on the brake.
Okay? You go to slam your foot on the brake.
I throw the bus into neutral.
Okay? Throw the bus into neutral. You go to slam on the brake. The bus begins to crash through the guardrails. The river is roaring as the rain pounds against the side of the bus. And this beast, whatever it is, thud, thud, thud. And you all wake up.
Rude.
Roll sand.
Roll sand.
Tease.
Yeah.
It's an extreme success.
Yep. 23 under 55.
05 under 50.
I failed.
56 under 65.
I failed.
Okay,
87 over 60.
Okay, so Jarbari, you lose 1 point of sand. The rest of you don't lose any.
Yay.
And you all wake up in your own beds in this little guest house in Ikaruga Town. You came down here yesterday on the train, as you were instructed to do. And Mizutani-san, as he promised, had sent you the tickets. You briefly met as you got off the train. The Americans might have figured out that you were all here for similar reasons by virtue of being the only Americans getting off here in Ikaruga. But whether or not you talked, who knows? Takahashi-san, you were given names. Trent Landry, Samantha Percy, and Jarbari Croft. These were the names of the people you were to meet up with. And so you met briefly in the little restaurant the night before. And then it was too late to go to the town hall that evening. So you went to bed in this little guest house. And now you've all woken up in your separate beds.
I would make a note of the dream, remembering that Mizutani-san had mentioned that people were having nightmares and things of that nature. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that I am documenting my dreams to see if there is a kind of pattern, assuming anything is really going on here. Because I don't know that I necessarily believe that something is happening, but he's my friend and I'm looking into this for him. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, after I woke up and sort of got my bearings, immediately grabbed my sketchbook and started drawing out scenes from the dream as much as I could remember.
I get up and walk outside for a smoke, muttering to myself and just trying to get my bearings again.
Okay. It's raining. So it's not heavy rain like it was in the dream, thankfully. But there is a light rain falling as you step outside to smoke. Takahashi, what are you doing?
I am going to be writing down everything that makes sense from the dream, which isn't going to be much, but there is very much a focus on numbers. I mean, 4 hoofbeats. Was I able to see the speedometer for the bus? Any road signs? Like anything I could think of that is numbers. Takahashi is a numbers guy, and that's where he's going to find the sounds like, okay, the hoofbeats were so many seconds apart, and I'm just trying to remember all those little details of, okay, 4 hoofbeats, the bus was going, I don't know, 70 kilometers an hour.
Well, so this begs an interesting question. Do we all converse about the fact that we had the same dream? Because I don't know that Trent would bring it up himself.
Sam would keep it to herself unless someone else said something.
I'll bring it up. It was a spiritual experience. I mean, we're here among these temples that just, they're sending us a message telling us to slow down in life.
Probably at some point I'll stop, get dressed, and then head down to whatever the common area is to get a morning tea and soup. And I will be continuing to draw what I remember from the dream. So you probably will see me drawing it.
I will. We've all formally met each other, correct, Mav?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Croft-san, what is it you're drawing there?
I'm trying to recall as much of the dreams that I had last night. Sukusa-san?
Takahashi-san.
Takahashi-san, sorry.
It's okay. I understand it. Meeting new people can be difficult sometimes, but
This being in this place is strange. I've been in the country for at least a month, but still, it's a lot to catch up on.
The spiritual presence here is very powerful. And I'll put my hands together in a reverence in front of him. Sometimes the spirits can speak to us through our dreams, and I was given a message last night in mine to slow down in life, otherwise I could find myself on an uncontrollable bus, careening toward self-destruction.
A
And
bus?
and I'll flip a couple of pages back and like this.
Exactly like that.
The door rolls open as Sam sticks her head in to listen.
I was on the bus heading here, and there was a thumping on the roof that was very strange, like a horse.
And then a
Couple of-
beast.
And I'll turn a couple of pages to what I had roughly been able to remember showing them that.
There was a car accident with blood on the road.
Yes. An old-
Sorry to get that detail.
An old man.
Takahashi's face is just
Yeah,
gonna fall.
I
It wasn't a vision from the spirits then if you all had the same dream.
Yeah, I don't think
I
so,
rummaged
buddy.
through my bag and pull out a bottle of sit down at the table.
What do you think it means that we had the same dream? I was told by Misatani-san that people were having strange dreams here, but the four of us having the same dream is strange.
Well, I think we were all told the same thing by Mitsutani-san. And the fact that we all appear to have had the same dream, or at least some variation of the same theme of a dream, tells me that perhaps there's more truth to his story than I initially believed.
Shogo
Landry-san.
pulls me into things for strange things in the past, but not this bad.
What do you
worked with
mean by
Misatani-san
that?
Before.
I mean, I've had to make weird deliveries to strange places for him. It's usually go for work. It's never been anything like this.
Well, I know they're. Hang on. The the Kira comics. They had the Espers in it. One of them had dream capabilities.
Okay.
But they were, since they were Espers, they might have been able to share that quality with each other. I'm not saying we're all Espers or anything like that, but the idea of the group dream might be a factor.
I just sell the stuff. I don't read it and watch it.
Okay, I read and watch it. It's part of the ideas.
I don't read it or watch it, so Trent is a little out of his depth on the manga and the anime aspects of things.
I'm just saying I feel more like Sherlock Hound than Akira right now.
Yeah, well, given how Akira ends, don't want to be that either.
Well, in this moment, I
Never
think
seen Akira.
Trent would try to confirm like all of the details are basically the same throughout all four of the dreams, and make a note of that for later. And the weather is still raining. Do we assume that the town hall that we need to get to? Are we assuming that that is open today?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a weekday, so it would be open.
Okay. Okay. Well, we all had the same dream, so let's okay. Let's prepare for any future weirdness, and
Well, weren't we also supposed to meet someone from the city who might explain some of the stuff locally going on?
Yeah, you were supposed to meet the chairman of the Public Welfare Committee at the town hall.
yeah.
So let's get. I'm finishing up my suit. I'll grab my things. Let's go and figure that out.
Yeah.
My show. Oh. Let's go.
Okay. So do you walk? Do you take a taxi? It's about 10 minutes by taxi, 20 minutes by foot.
in
I think
this rain?
if it's raining, I think we take a taxi. Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Right. So you take a taxi to the town hall. It's a 3-story concrete building. It's very modern. This isn't an old building. It looks like it's been built in the last few years. There's large picture windows on each floor, draped with dark curtains, giving it a very somber, almost funereal look. As you exit the taxi and head into the main hall, you see a placard from the local school board reminding children should always greet each other cheerfully and with a smile. But it's fallen over and it's covered in dirty footprints. And you reach the main hall and you see a plump, tired-looking man in his late 50s. His remaining hair is combed over the top of his head rather futilely, looking like more like a barcode than hair. He has dark rings under his half-closed eyes, but he tries to smile politely. You see that he's sweating profusely as he tries to cool himself off. The air conditioning is not, if it exists in this building, is unused and is hot and humid indoors. And he introduces himself as Mr. Maeda, the chairman of the Public Welfare Committee, and says, "Welcome. I was told to expect you. So, hold on, my recording just stopped.
Mine's still going.
You're still going? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you just want to like back up a minute and restart that phrase, we should be okay.
Okay. Mr. Maeda says, "Welcome. I was told by Mizutani-san to expect you. Thank you so much for coming." He looks a little askance at all of you, as if he's not quite sure why all of you were picked for this particular mission. But he leads you past a row of desks. You can see there's staff members leaning on their desks or falling asleep on top of stacks of forms, their stamps in their hands. Everyone is sleepy in here. The atmosphere is very slow and lethargic. And he brings you to a conference table in the office. The secretary brings everyone tea. And then he sits down and lets you all introduce yourselves and says, "Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. I believe you know the basics already, but I'll try to explain in more detail. The problem seems to have started late last year in Tatsudakita Ward, District 3. It's a rural area, mostly rice farms, with a tiny population. Nothing ever happens there, apart from..." He pauses and then he shakes his head. The
What?
residents there can't sleep well. They're having terrible nightmares.
Is it just in that district, Mr. Maeda?
More recently, the people in the surrounding districts 2, 4, and 5 are reporting the same symptoms. It seems to be spreading. It's reached most of the western half of Ikaruga. I live in District 1, and last week my wife and I started experiencing the same symptoms. Same goes for some of my coworkers. The Public Welfare Committee is in over its head. Nothing like this has ever happened before. We have no idea what's going on, but it's affecting public safety and productivity, students' performance in school. It's driving away the tourists and jeopardizing our bid to recognize our historic temple with UNESCO. We hope you can help somehow. I don't know how, but
So I have a quick question.
yes.
Keeper. So having been here for a couple of months, would I recognize like how districts are typically, are they laid out similarly in different neighborhoods, or like if it started in District 3 and it's expanding out to 2, 4, and 5, like is District 3 in the middle of those, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's spreading out. So
what type
that
of
would be in the middle.
arrangement? Is it going like
Yeah, like-
branches?
Right.
Is it
Like, is it?
puddle?
You'd have to go look at a town map for that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, okay. And so, how many people would you say are being affected by this sleeplessness or these effects?
Hundreds of people. I mean, it started off small, District 3. I mean, nothing really happens there except,
You
well,
you were said something has happened there, but moved on from it.
he sighs very heavily and rubs his tired eyes. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with the current problem. Um, but, well, early last year, an elderly man in District 3 caused a traffic accident and a young girl died. There was a lot of bad feeling about older citizens being allowed to drive, and it caused something of a political debate. I'm sure you can imagine. We thought at first maybe his neighbors couldn't bear living next to a man responsible for the death of a child, but maybe that was somehow behind people not being able to sleep, but that really can't be what's going on. That would make no sense. But that's the only thing really that's happened in District 3.
Not to diminish the fact that they were living people, but like were either the man or the girl especially important to the area, to the township?
Uh, she was a schoolgirl, only about 10 years old, and he he wasn't anyone what you would call of status. He's a retired man, lives quietly. His wife died a few years ago, but and I'll remind you at this point that in your dream, you dreamed about a crumpled Datsun car and a blood stain on the road.
Miyata-sama, was it a Datsun?
Yes, I believe it was. I don't know how that's relevant, but yes, I think so.
Okay. You said that you started having dreams. What were your dreams about?
Uh, I wake up feeling like there's something sitting on my chest. I I can't move my fingers and I can hardly breathe. Last night I lay there for hours, and it was only when the sun rose that I regained the use of my limbs. When I
Hmm.
fully woke, I found that my wife had had a similar dream, and we become tangled in the bedding. The mats and the quilts were thrown about the room, sweaty and exhausted, and feeling like we haven't slept in weeks.
Mr. Mayan, have you spoken to, or you or your wife spoken to a doctor about this? Is there a medical reason for these happenings?
So many people have spoken to the doctors. They're overwhelmed with people coming in asking about what could be going on. They've been prescribing sleeping pills, but sleeping pills are doing nothing. We've had several near fatal overdoses from desperate people taking too many pills just trying to sleep. Not intentional, you understand. Just so trying so hard to sleep that they take too many by accident.
You'll see Jabari going into his bag looking for something, and then, damn it, it's at home.
What's at home, Jabari?
There's an old sketchbook I had with some stories, and as I've been practicing my drawing, that I used to get told by my grandmother. One of these, when you describe the inability of this being held in place, reminds me of a story she used to tell called a boo hag.
He looks a little confused.
Um, trying to think about how could I best describe her. Uh, uh, a commie that focuses on disrupting sleep.
Oh, well, that's very interesting, but I'm sure it can't have any relevance here.
It's the closest thing that comes to is a memory of it as something. But there are stories amongst my people about things like that attack during the sleep and cause people to be stuck in place.
Well, I don't know what's causing this, but it's become quite a problem. Uh, I'm sure this what did you call it? A buhag?
Mm-hmm.
Is just a story, and the car accident had nothing to do with this. There's nothing supernatural or strange, but there's got to be some kind of logical explanation for this.
Is there a
Absolutely. I'm very sorry, Landry-san. Go ahead.
no? Go ahead.
Is is can you show us on the map where this accident happened? If it was the start in the district, maybe there's something there.
It happened in District 3. That's where Taniguchi-san lives. Um,
Okay. Do you
he
have
hasn't reported having any dreaming or sleep issues though.
do you have Taniguchi-san's address?
Uh, yes, of course. I can give you his address. It was in the police investigation into the accident. He might not want to talk about it. I can't imagine that he's connected to any of this, but if you want to speak to him, of course. Here, and he pulls out a piece of paper and writes out an address in District 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Um,
Mr. Maeda, is there a history of these kinds of personal ailments occurring in this township over the years, or is this a brand new occurrence? Is this something completely wildly new?
It's been happening as far as we can tell just for the last almost year. It started last year and it was isolated, like I said, for a little while around District 3. People were talking about it, but no one took it very seriously. Uh, and then it started spreading, and that's when we realized something was wrong.
And it happened around the same time this accident happened. Do What other kinds of dreams are people are having? Is there any kind of a common theme? Are people having the same ones? Can you speak to that at all?
You'd have to ask the people. I mean, you can speak to everyone. There's many different kinds of dreams. Everyone who talks about them just says that they were horrible.
Uh, Takahashi-san, do you have any questions?
I'm curious, given the location of the temple here. Has anyone attempted to pray for the lost spirits?
I'm sure the monks have done what they can. I know for a certain many people here have gone to the temple. I mean, of course, that's what you would do. You go to pray or ask for prayers and see if there's some spirit that's affecting the dreams.
And perhaps us coming from far away could also take some time to pray for them.
Yes,
There
of
may
course,
be an
that would
intercession we could find.
that would be very very helpful, of course. Whatever you want to do. And he rubs his eyes. He looks exhausted. Like at this point, he's barely keeping his eyes open. Uh,
Do you know what helps
is
me to
the
sleep when I can't sleep?
what?
A good night's work.
He
I'll
gives you
pull
a very tired half smile, like he's doesn't know how to respond.
I'll pull out my sketchbook from this morning and I'll turn to the page of the beast and show it to him. Just hold it up.
Uh, I don't know what this is. Is this for some kind of manga?
Just checking to see if it's shown up.
I don't remember seeing it's just a shape here, what you've drawn. It's just a shadow.
And I'll put it away.
Hmm. Well, if you want to do some research, you're welcome to around the town hall. If you want to speak to citizens in the districts, you're welcome to do that. If you want to speak to Mr. Taniguchi, I suppose you can do that, although I don't understand why you would think he was involved. And you have his address. Uh,
It's not so much that we think he was involved so much as it's just covering all bases and trying to figure out what's going on.
Uh, forgive me for
There's
also, forgive me, Landry, son. Um, what about the girl's family?
oh, the Nakamuras, they left after the funeral. They sold their house and moved to Kyushu, I think. They took her ashes with them. We haven't heard from them since. I see why they wouldn't want to live where something so horrible happened.
sure.
Their only child.
Well, Mr. Maeda, we'll take our leave. We'll certainly keep you informed if we find anything out.
Mhm.
And we don't want to be a pain or a hassle. So if anyone complains, please let us know, and we will we'll adapt.
Hmm.
But yeah,
He
we'll.
he rubs his temple and says, "We really do appreciate your help. This is beyond what we're equipped to deal with. We just want the town to go back to normal so we can sleep again. But we're offering a stipend of 10,000 yen a day for your help. It should cover your accommodation."
That's
So,
we appreciate that. Thank you.
Arigato.
yes, please, just whatever you can do to help. We're desperate.
Uh, we'll get right on that, and I'll try to corral everyone out of the office because it seems like he is very much done and ready to move on. Um, yeah, and I think getting everybody outside to kind of figure out next steps would be a good idea.
Okay, so you corral everyone out of the office, and you hear a loud yawn from Mr. Maeda as you close the door.
Well, what do we think, gang?
I think maybe, maybe, maybe there's a gas leak. Maybe I don't know, but it started in precinct 3 and it's spreading, so it has to be something.
If it started around the time of this accident,
Yeah,
I do think a trip to the temple to pray would be important. To even our short time here has led us to have this dream, which tells me perhaps there is some kind of a curse on the land that we must pray away.
stopping by one of the temples is not a bad idea, though I don't really do the religion thing. Um,
It is okay. When you truly begin your path to enlightenment, you will begin to see as we see.
okay.
All right,
Um,
so what's the plan, folks?
So that's a good question. So we've got Precinct 3, we've got the accident, we've got one of the temples, we've got uh Taniguchi, possibly. The Nakamura family is no longer here. I feel like maybe the accident location would be a good start, and then probably one of the temples.
But he also said that the guy who had the accident isn't reporting any of the dreams.
Yeah.
He's the oddity here.
He is, but that doesn't mean we need to
100%.
beeline it for him first. Necessarily.
He does live near the accident site as well, so if you go there, you can also procure a map of the town now that you've finished talking to Mr. Maeda.
Let's do that.
Let's get a map of the town.
Okay,
Map,
I'll post
please.
the one I have. Yes,
Map, please.
here's the map.
Here's the map. Here's the map.
Oh, you put that up in
I
the
put it on
Discord.
Discord because
Yeah.
I can't
Yep.
on Zoom. So
All good.
Domo arigato, Mav-san.
So you can see where the districts are. The District 3 is kind of in the middle. And then it's spread out from there to 4 and 5, and now it's hit District 1.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's what you procure in the town hall, unless there's anything else you'd like to look up while you're there.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but unless there's something like dealing with the Nakamura family, like if there's something that we could find out about them at the town hall while we're there, since they're no longer here, I think that might be something that I would probably try to check into.
Okay. If you want
As-
to look into records about people reporting the dreams and everything as well, you can do that.
Okay.
Wow.
What is Manjadara?
Oh, now,
So I'm trying to read it on
Yeah.
the side there.
yeah. Mom is Jadera.
Manjadara. What is that?
Let me get you the exact description. Okay. So Mama Jadera is the local temple. It's where
Huh?
most people would go to pray.
I'm inclined to go there.
You would know it translates to the Temple of the Autumn Leaves.
Which is also in the district, and that might have been an easy, very convenient place for people to gather.
Mm-hmm.
As
Okay.
businesses aren't really marked on the map, are there any combinis around in case we run low on supplies?
Yes, there would be one. There's also small local stores. Okay, so if you're doing any research at the town hall, give me a library use roll just to
Yep.
see what you're able to pull together.
Ooh, woof. No. Then I'm not going to try to push that. That's
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I 22 under 40.
hell yeah.
Nice. Nice.
We'll take it.
All right.
I got a 36 under 60.
Okay. So between the two of you,
81 over 20?
yeah, library
Spend the
research
luck.
isn't really your
Spend
thing.
the luck.
So between the two of you, Jarbari and Takahashi, you're able to pull together all the reports from doctors of sleep-related illness and disturbance since the accident. So the earliest report is from August 1985, almost a year ago. It's a roughly circular area in and around Tatsurakita District 3. It's not a perfect circle, but the address that you got for Taniguchi-san is in that area. And so you keep looking at the map and you notice that the phenomenon seems to be spreading in waves. It increases in radius slightly every month. a proportionally larger number of people every time.
The map is showing the main road. Is it showing also smaller roads outside around it? Does it look like any of these new ones that start showing up are following the road?
Not as far as you can tell. It just seems to be spreading out, spreading out, spreading out, spreading out.
Am I able to? I don't know if this would actually be in a medical report at town hall, but see if there's any trend in the religion or beliefs of the people that are having these dreams.
Oh.
So most of the people here are Buddhist.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But are there any like a disproportionate number, like a high representation of another outside religion that isn't Buddhism of people having the dreams? Like, is there a disproportionate number? I guess is what I'm asking.
Not as far as you can
no.
tell.
Yeah.
Not as far as you can tell. Not here.
Yeah, the way Mav proceeded that, I felt like the answer was going to be no, pretty hardcore there.
That's a good question, though.
You know, Takahashi is a religious man.
So in that case, I'll go to the folklore section and see if I can find the equivalent of this culture's buhag.
Okay. So I have something for you. If you make me an occult or a hard knowledge roll.
My occult's at a 5, so I'm thinking you probably have to be the knowledge roll. Or is it education?
It's a no roll.
Okay. That is a 31. Let's see. Where's my no roll? I know it's not going to make a cult.
No. Not if your occult is a 5.
Push it as an occult roll. Push the occult roll.
I'm trying to find where it would. I don't think I have no written on my sheet.
It's going to be your EDU. Yeah, it's
okay. So then, okay, EDU. Then that is hard success.
Hard success. Excellent. All right. So
my nose a 35 for that, or sorry, 70 with a 35. Yeah.
So you don't even need to research this because you're just sitting there and thinking, and you're thinking about your own lore and knowledge, and you're thinking about things that you know, and you're comparing it to stories that you read and studied here because you're curious about those things, and you come up with this idea of something called yokai, which means strange apparition. It's a class of supernatural entities. They can be benevolent, they can be malevolent, they can be helpful, mischievous, but they're something outside of human understanding. And there's 3 that you can think of that are related to troubled sleep. There's the Yume no Sere, the ghostly form of an emaciated old man who carries a walking cane but has no legs. The spirit brings nightmares. I will give you this in a handout later, by the way. The Makurageshi, the pillow flipper. This spirit results from the tragic death of a child, but it can appear as a monk, a samurai, or an oni. Its primary activity is flipping the pillow from the sleeper's head to their feet overnight, but they might cause sleep paralysis, suffocation, or even death in some people. And then there's the Baku, which is a benevolent spirit that eats bad dreams. It vaguely resembles a tapir. It was once common to embroider the kanji for Baku onto pillows to keep away bad dreams and demons.
I will then share this with the others, especially the last 2.
Seri sounds almost too perfect. If it's the form of an old man, what if it caused the accident?
Well, we may need to know more about the accident itself, but again, the qualities of this to a buhag is very matching.
Would we get more information on the accident from town hall, or would that be more something at like the local police area?
You can find things fairly easily here. 2 people got a success on the library use, so I'm not going to make you roll again. What specifically are you looking for?
I don't know. Maybe some piece of information that we just didn't get from anybody else yet, or that we didn't see in the dreamscape. I mean, like we know there was an accident. We know. I mean, I think we can infer that the old man hit the girl with his car. Maybe she was out in the rain. Um, but I don't know if there are any other extenuating circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So what you read is that he confused the gas and the brake pedal. According to his report, he was driving very carefully, but the girl ran out into the street, and he tried to slam on the brake and hit the gas pedal instead. He sped up and hit her. He seemed very upset and very remorseful when the police spoke to him, and he voluntarily gave up his driver's license after this, is what you find. So he no longer drives. You find that his occupation is retired calligrapher, uh, and that he lives alone since his wife died.
do we know when his wife died?
Looks like 4 years ago.
Do we know from what?
Lung cancer.
Hmm. Okay.
I tend to do calligraphy. I could use that as a way to get to talk to him if he doesn't want to talk about the accident directly.
You do calligraphy?
I do.
That'd
Why
be
do
a
you
great.
think my ledgers are so beautiful?
I've never seen your ledgers.
And well, of course you wouldn't. You don't work for the company. Why would I open my books to a stranger?
It- yes, that's right.
And if there is like an inkwell or a brush or anything nearby, I'll just quickly draw a kanji and be like, see? Perfect.
I will look up as I'm looking through this for books. What does an Oni demon look like?
What?
What does an
Sorry.
Oni demon look like?
Mm-hmm. Oni take very different forms depending on what they are. Let me. 'Cause I don't have one in the book here.
Right. Well, no, I'm just saying that this is what he's looking at as a way to continue, because what they're talking about is just not his bailiwick.
Yeah. So
I
they.
What a
I can.
word.
Yeah. I can put a picture of an Oni mask for you in Discord.
Well, I know what one looks like, but I'm trying to see if it adds into this.
Yeah. So it's this kind of demon face with horns, often red or black.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah. And this evil expression on its face.
Just trying to match it up with anything that we saw in our dream.
It doesn't. You didn't see the creature, whatever it was. You just heard the heavy footfalls of something moving along the roof of the bus, and then a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw the. You didn't see the full thing, but you saw the multiple eyes and a long snout. This doesn't look like a long snout.
Yeah.
And it's only got 2 eyes, as far as you can tell.
Okay, so not an Oni demon. Well, I don't know what else you guys can suggest, but maybe we should go and look at this area.
I will say, Jarbari, what your research I feel is good because from what I remember from the dream, I could understand there being the Yumi no Sare or the Makura Gashi. Either of them could be there or both.
I stayed in my seat because I was clutching fear of what was going on in the bus. Did you guys see anything else near the driver's seat?
I'm curious, dear keeper. Oh, wonderful keeper, Mav. if I could roll a cult to see if I know anything about horse demons. Because you did mention hoofbeats repeatedly it sounded like a gallop. Okay, I only have a 5 in occult, so I'm willing to
That's what
push
it
this
sounded
roll.
like. Oh my god. Okay.
So I rolled a
Bumble?
16 over 5.
So what happened was
What happened was I could spend 11 points of luck if there's actually anything behind this roll.
I would say not to
Do it.
bother spending the luck.
So you're saying push the roll. Got it.
yeah.
I'm not going to push. I was just curious if I could take a shot at that.
Mm.
Given we have Jarbari, we have Croft talking about various demons and things like that.
Mm.
But I do think our calligraphy could be a way. I do think calligraphy could be a way to talk to this man. If he is a retired calligrapher, one never gives up the craft. Perhaps if I tell him I am learning and working to improve my skills, that more than 35% of the time my calligraphy looks wonderful.
Well, you have some leads.
Takahashi, would you be okay with us doing a temple check after we checked out the accident area? I'm just kind of looking at the map, and it looks like Horyuchi Temple is the other way.
That is acceptable, Landry-san. Perhaps we can find something more to try to cleanse the area at the temple rather than just relying on what we have read in the news media.
Sure, that sounds viable.
Okay, so you're going to the accident site?
Yeah, let's head to the site of the accident and see what we can't find.
Okay. So you head to the site of the accident. It takes you a little bit to get there. The rain dies off, thankfully. It's still hot and humid, thanks to the weather, but the rain at least has dissipated for now. And you find the spot marked in the reports. The pavement itself has obviously been cleaned. There's a dark spot, it looks like, where they probably couldn't get all the blood out. It's just there. And someone has laid flowers, fresh flowers, at the side of the road.
What kind of flowers?
Really?
Yes, really.
Are the leaves perhaps pale?
Oh, now you're going to make me come up with flowers. I
How
don't
many
know.
limbs are on the nearest tree?
What is the phase of the moon right
We
now?
can just be just asking to get all the information.
Could you describe the petrichor arising from the grass?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember, you
It's-
did pick us for this.
I did. And you are the one who pulled a what's the moon phase on me in a certain game we played recently. Uh, so, but it's a bunch of flowers that look like they've been cut from a garden. It doesn't look like maybe they were gotten from a store. But they were cut fairly fresh, and they are tied with a ribbon.
So Trent is not, again, he's very into art. He's very good with knowing things about art. He's not good at doing art. But he does try to sketch kind of like his own little area or like his own little picture of the accident area, just kind of something he can reference later.
And a few moments later, I'll just shove my version in front of Landry. This too?
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave that to me.
It's very good. This is
Croft-san, please be nice to Landry-san. He's doing his best.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You know what? I'm just going to continue doing what I need to do. You keep doing what you continue needing to do, and everything will be fine.
As I'm gathering, you have a penchant for investigation.
I am a cop, yes.
I thought I smelled countertel Perot in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe you go talk with the guy and I'll just draw the pictures.
I like how the
Going
university
great.
student is talking to the agent like he's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, dear salaryman Takahashi is going to be looking around the site
Mm-hmm.
for anything that seems out of place. I mean, the flowers make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It is a site that somebody lost their life as a tribute. As the two of them are having their calligraphy brush measuring contest, uh, does anything seem out of the ordinary? Like I understand, it's a dark spot on the road, the flowers. Is there anything that like I just casually looking around with the tired eyes of a salaryman that I might notice?
Not in particular.
Okay.
Uh, the accident was about a year ago. It was just
Okay.
under a year ago. So anything that was left here would have been cleared up. No car parts from if the car was broken up at all would be left here. Anything that the girl would have left is gone. There's like it's been rained on, weather's happened, all sorts of things. So there's not a whole lot here, just the flowers.
Okay. I'll say a quiet prayer over
Hmm.
the dark spot that she can escape the cycle of suffering and rebirth that is the eightfold by following the eightfold path.
Hmm.
Is Taguchi's place, is it within visual distance of the accident?
It's trying to visualize. You can't see it from where you are standing, you don't think, but you have the address and a map. You can follow your way there, but you don't know if you can see the exact house because you've never been there before, and
That's
you
fair.
don't have like Google Street View or anything to help you out.
Right. No, okay, that's a good point.
Hmm.
Okay. I think Trent would kind of walk the whole perimeter of the accident area, 50 feet in kind of every direction and just see if there's anything that stands out, like businesses or are they all homes or, just kind of taking a lay of the land and seeing what's what.
So this district is fairly small. It's as Mr. Maeda said, it's a lot of farmers,
Mhm.
especially rice farmers. So you see a lot of farmland as you walk around. There's not a whole lot of businesses. There's like some small shops that you pass by, but it's largely residential and farm area.
Gotcha.
You do come across a statue uh, of a Jizo, which is a bodhisattva that watches over the spirits of children who die before their parents. And there's flowers and little notes and things scattered around it. You assume this is marking a memorial essentially for what happened.
But otherwise, nothing that seems like out of place for a town
Nothing
like
out of
this.
nothing out of place. No.
Okay. Okay. Um, cool. I'll head back to the group. See if anybody else found anything while they were looking around.
Not really.
Well,
I say
As I'm
we
sketching, based off of where the girl is, where was she likely coming from when she ended up in the path of the car?
Mhm. So she was coming from the right side of the road, and she ran out into the middle of the road, maybe going to the school across the street.
So she was making a last minute crossing.
that she ran.
She ran into the road. At least that's what the report said, Taniguchi-san said.
Is there any kind of qualitative part of that statement? Like, was she scared? Was she nervous? Or was it just she ran out into the street?
He just ran out into the street. He didn't notice her emotional state or anything, as far as he said. He was driving. She ran out. He saw her suddenly in the middle of the road. He tried to slam on the brake, hit the gas pedal instead, and plowed into her.
Okay. So would we say that she ran from the top part of the site of the accident, or she ran like she was running from north to south or south to north?
Now you're making my non-map oriented brain
Sorry.
You
try
said
to
she was running
visualize
towards the school?
towards the school.
Towards the
So
school.
she would have been crossing the street to the south.
So, okay.
Where's the compass on this map? I don't see no north-south designation. I
I
rotated the
mean,
thing.
I'm assuming it's north south.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming that the words are written north-south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a girl like that might not have been traveling alone.
But if she
There's
was
something
running,
scared her.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. If so,
How
that's what
old
I'm.
was the girl?
She was 9 or 10. She also
She
could have
would-
been late for school.
Does there say
No
a time
9 or
for the
10-year-old
accident?
runs when they're late to school. Kids
It was
don't
in the
want to go
morning.
to school.
I don't know if it's true in this scenario, but I do know in Japanese culture that children are allowed to do solo tasks much, much younger than they are in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would have been going to school on her own. Her parents wouldn't have needed to go with her, especially not in a smaller community where they live fairly close to it. She would have been going to school on her own. She was an only child, you remember from talking to Mr. Maeda, so she doesn't have any siblings to go with her. It's not inconceivable she was going to school by herself.
Okay. Do we know for sure, based on what we know about the Nakamura family, that their home was in the direction from which she was running?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. I need to teach myself to be a map brain person. Y'all asking the hard questions.
Trying to get to the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Okay.
guess our next stop is the perpetrator.
I'll talk to him and see if we can enter the house.
Yeah, let's give that a whirl. Let's see what we can find out.
Okay.
It's not unheard of for a calligrapher to want a friend.
Taniguchi?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Taniguchi Fumio. So you make your way to the address that Mr. Maeda gave you. You find an old, worn-down, single-story home. The faded wooden panels are rotten along the edges, and overgrown bushes surround the perimeter. There's heavy curtains covering the windows, and you can't see inside. A square section of the yard is covered in dirt and gravel. It looks like it was once a parking space, but there's no car there anymore, and it looks like there hasn't been a car there in a while. There's an old tool shed, a small garden, which looks well tended, and there is a door with a doorbell attached to it on this faded wooden property.
I'll walk up to the front door.
All
I'm
right.
heading towards the garden.
Okay, you go to the garden.
I'll
I'll
join
go.
Takahashi.
Okay,
Well, if you're joining Takahashi, I'll join Jarbari.
all right. So do you knock or ring the doorbell, Takahashi?
I will ring that doorbell. I'll turn
Okay.
to right before I ring it. I'm gonna turn to Landry-san and say, "Let me do the talking." Americans, your calligraphy is terrible.
I have no argument against that. Yeah.
I've seen your art.
Okay.
Okay, now we're getting into some territory.
So you ring the doorbell,
Yes.
and you wait for a few moments, and you hear a shuffling sound inside, and the door slowly opens. You see a thin old man, looks to be in his late 70s. He's wearing a faded blue kimono-like top and trousers. He's sort of slightly hunched over. His hair is white, wispy, and uncombed. His eyes are half closed, and he yawns. And says, hello. I don't get many visitors these days. What can I do for you?
I want to just double check. Would this be a time for the Okiyuku-sama? Or would this be more
Uh,
of a, or a, what's this, a Taniguchi-sama?
you can, yeah, because you know his name. You can use Sama with him if
Okay.
you want to be
Okay.
extra polite.
I will bow and say, Taniguchi-sama, my name is Takahashi-san. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Uh, Pleasure to. Oh, apologies. It's a pleasure to meet you, Takahashi-san, and you are?
Uh, hello. I am Landry-san.
Uh, Pleasure to meet you. And he looks past you to where the other two are looking at his garden. Friends of yours?
Associates, shall we say. They were very interested in your garden, apparently.
And he perks up a little bit. Yes, I've gotten back into gardening recently. I'm quite proud of it. My vegetables that I grow for myself and my flowers. My wife would have loved the flowers, were she still with us.
I'll bow my head a little in respect, sort of that acknowledgement of loss. And your garden is very lovely. You should be proud of it.
Thank you, Takahashi-san.
I I've heard that you were once a skilled calligrapher.
Uh, yes, I still do some artwork. Would you like to come in? It seems very impolite to keep you standing on my doorstep.
Yes, please, thank you.
Your friends are welcome to, or acquaintances are welcome to come in as well.
I will leave them to their own devices in that respect.
Mhm. While this little conversation is going on, what are the two of you looking for in the garden? A grave?
Hmm.
Tentacles?
Bodies.
No, the flowers. Do they match the ones that we saw over at
Yes,
the site
they
and
do.
signs of freshly cut ones?
Yes, they do.
Okay. He's the one who's been leaving the flowers.
I'm just being nosy and having a smoke.
I'll say that
And
to
mhm.
Samantha-san.
Please, Percy-kun.
Okay, Percy. He's the one who's leaving the flowers. So,
It looks it.
yes. Well, then I think they're expecting us to join them. So, probably better
I
to
thought
go.
I heard that. I throw my cigarette down, stomp it out, and walk towards the door.
All right. So you follow the others inside. Says, I can make you some tea. He walks forward and gestures for you to enter a large room. There's a low table with floor cushions, and he gestures for you to sit. There's very little furniture in here. It's fairly empty. There's an old TV, there's a clock, a radio, an electric fan. There's a shelf with a Buddhist memorial shrine dedicated, you assume, to his wife. But the main thing you see in here are these beautiful calligraphy scrolls. Absolutely gorgeous. Like Takahashi, you haven't seen such beautiful calligraphy outside a museum. It's immaculate.
Taniguchi-sama, I must compliment you on your fine calligraphy work. This is beautiful. Uh, how long have you studied to gain this level of mastery? This is beyond impressive, sir. Or
Ugh,
Taniguchi-sama.
thank you, Takahashi-san. It is my life's work. I have spent much time studying and practicing my craft. You must never stop practicing if you wish to achieve mastery.
Oh, I do have a work associate who would do good to hear something that Nobuyuki-san would never understand, that to truly become great, one must constantly work at the craft.
But one must not neglect one's spirit either. The spirit informs the work. And he points at all the scrolls, says, my spirit is in my work. The beauty I see in the world and the understanding I have of literature and nature and of people and the love I had for my lovely wife. You can see it in my work. It is not just practice, Takahashi-san.
Damn, read the guy to filth, why don't you? Is there any, like, looking at the calligraphy, are there any messages that would be of import, any specific words that stand out?
There's translations of old literature, like there's
Okay.
poems, some love poems that you see up there. There's old stories that maybe you read in school when you were a kid. Uh, there's some translations of beautiful literary passages. Those are the ones he's chosen to adorn his home.
Gotcha.
I start looking at all of the things around for that little symbol that was in the paintings that
Ooh,
my boy found earlier in the week.
ooh, 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 ooh. Okay.
Oh,
Because I
you've
can
thrown
reckon
Mav off their game a little bit there.
because I
No, I'm
can
trying. I'm trying to think how best to resolve that.
because I can recognize like from my work in a museum like how good this stuff is. So like if it's like if Takahashi-san is recognizing it as museum quality, I'm
Mm-hmm.
certainly recognizing it as museum quality as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I will be asking for permission to take photos of it for later study.
Mm-hmm. All right, give me a hard spot hidden, Bucho.
Okay.
Jarbari, he allows you to take photos. He says you must be very careful. This is older paper.
And it's a non-flash photography. I will try to make sure there's plenty of light and even ask for him to be in some of the photos.
He says, no, no, I would rather not, thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out of my bag a couple of onigiri that I have from the Konbini to offer everyone up because it is about lunchtime.
It is about lunchtime.
So I'm gonna spend 42 things of luck.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Wait, you said a hard success.
Yep.
Ooh.
Push
Push
the roll.
it.
Push the
Push
roll.
the
Push the roll.
it.
Push the roll.
I think pushing
What does
makes
Mav's shirt say, Bucho?
pushing makes more sense than spending 42 points of luck in this instance. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much luck do you have, really?
I have enough.
Oh.
Not this much. Yeah.
All right. How are you making things more difficult or more dangerous for yourself in order to push this roll?
I would say previously, it was kind of like just a casual, like, oh, I'm in a new place. I'm looking around and kind of taking in everything. Um, I think I am now intentionally standing up to get a closer look at some of the calligraphy while they're talking, while keeping my hands like behind my back. Like I want to make sure that I'm not seen as a threat towards the calligraphy that's hanging up, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Landry, son, if you want, I can offer you a lighter.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Gonna end
Percy,
this
son,
campaign
no.
before we started.
Okay, so my spot hidden is a 55, so I need to hit at least a 27.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, ooh, that's a 4.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's titty tight. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
Okay.
4. Love it.
So you're
Titty tight.
walking around, your hands behind your back, you're looking at things, and you glance over these pieces of art, really, is what you'd call them, to how beautiful they are up on the walls. And you don't notice anything there, but you walk around to the other side of the room, you pass a writing desk, and you see there's some papers on there, and there's a book that's open, and you see these two little leaves at the bottom of a page.
Interesting. Okay. Um, do I recognize any of the text on the page?
Are you looking at the text?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I see the leaves, I think I would try to figure out what the book is at that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see these beautiful mandalas, beautiful, intricate pieces of work all over the page. And then there's text in very intricate Japanese. It looks to be an older kanji. And you don't recognize it right away, but you only get, unless you sit down and start studying it,
Yeah.
you don't get a whole lot of a look at it, but it doesn't look like anything you recognize. It appears to be some kind of religious text.
Interesting. Okay. Um, can I make an occult roll to see if it's religious or like more culty?
You can make an occult roll. More culty.
You, you,
Occult or culty?
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah. Like David Koresh or King David. Um, that's I'm not spending luck on that. No.
Okay. So as you look at this, Tuck, uh, he comes back in and with some tea, and he sees you looking, and he sets the tea down. He comes over and he smiles and says, "Oh yes, you found the book. This was incredibly helpful to me in cleansing myself after." And he looks sad after what happened. The monk brought it, and he said it would help me, and it's been incredible. If you have anything weighing on your soul, this book can release that weight for you.
It's very beautiful. What is this book exactly?
It's called the Sutra of Pale Leaves.
Okay. What's it about?
Um, it tells the life and teachings of a bodhisattva known as the Prince of Pale Leaves. He abandons his lavish life in a marvelous city to travel the world and solve human suffering. I made this copy myself.
It sounds like the story of Siddhartha Gautama.
But a little more involved, and the artwork is like nothing I've ever seen. It's incredibly beautiful.
I don't want to pry, but you said that this book helped you get over the events of last year. How, in what way did they help you kind of get over the accident?
There's meditations in this book from the prince himself. Uh, I go to the temple every night, and I say the prayers for Nakamura-chan, and I say prayers for myself. I recite the meditations from this book.
And they made you feel better, like you felt like a weight was lifted.
Yes, it was a release, like becoming in touch with myself, and cleansing myself of the pain, and saying the prayers for her. It it soothes me.
Well, I'm glad this was a huge help to you.
Mhm.
Um, It, is this a book that many people in town know about?
Oh, I don't know. The monk brought it to me. I don't know if he's taken it to others.
Sorry,
Maybe.
I'm sorry. Who is the monk?
He was a young man, I think. Tall, strong, very fit. Yellow robes and an old hat. That's one of those straw hats. He said he was associated with a charitable foundation, working out of Horyuji Temple, I think. He gave me the book to read. Uh, After hearing about my hobbies, he even gave me a beautiful calligraphy set. He stopped by with groceries every week until I was ready to go outside again. His kindness lifted my spirits. I became self-sufficient. I started my garden. I began practicing the calligraphy. He hasn't visited in over a month, but he was very helpful to me. My Once I started reading the book, and uh, my bad dreams stopped.
Interesting.
What temple did you say he came from?
Or Yuji. It's past the town hall. It's back
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
way.
Those are the two on the map. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, Mr. Taniguchi, did you said that you used to have bad dreams, but then they stopped. Do you know about the bad dreams that some of your neighbors are having?
I've heard that some people are having terrible dreams, and I feel so sad. I had horrible nightmares after the accident, and he looks down at the floor. He hasn't made eye contact this whole time. He seemed a little bit shy. Uh, I had horrible, horrible nightmares, but they stopped when the monks started visiting and when I started reciting the prayers from the book. But I know everyone in the area has been talking about having bad dreams, and it's very sad. I say my prayers for them as well.
Uh, Mav, I'm trying to keep track of this. Did the dreams start for the rest of the town right after the accident or sometime later?
They started a little bit later.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Taniguchi. That's very helpful.
Uh, if you would like to accompany me to my prayers later this evening, I would be more than happy to have you, and you can listen to the meditations and understand why they help.
That would be wonderful. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese, but that would be great to learn.
Oh, you don't speak Japanese?
Not a word. I've been
Oh,
trying, but I it just has never stuck.
well, thank you for trying. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Taniguchi-san, it would be an honor to join you for your prayers.
That's
Thank you,
hilarious.
Takahashi-san.
I would also like to go. Fucking Sam.
Yes. It would
Smuggler's
be,
gotta smuggle.
be honest, it would be also important to see the temple itself. I'd
Yeah.
love to get pictures of it.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, of course. It'd be uh, wonderful, wonderful for you to come and listen. He goes over to the book and he puts his hand on it and he smiles. Yes, it's quite something. It really is. So if you'll come with me uh to the Temple of Autumn Leaves tonight, I will. The monks leave the gates open for me. It's a little after visiting time, but they're happy for indulging in a sad old man in his prayers, and I will say some prayers for you as well.
Yeah. This sounds like a fun way to spend an evening in a
He doesn't seem
temple.
to notice. He doesn't seem to notice the
Absolutely.
sarcasm. Well, he has a genuinely bright smile on his face. His, Yes, it is a beautiful, beautiful time.
Can I make a psychology roll in this guy just to kind of get a vibe check on him? Like, I'm sure Bucho doesn't feel like he's pulling a number or being
Mm-hmm.
ungenuine, but um,
I got to agree on this psych check.
no,
Likewise.
Okay.
no.
No.
I don't want to be the only one not rolling it.
Feeling left out.
24 under
Okay.
35.
Ooh,
Okay.
26 over 10.
56 over 50.
Okay.
Spend the luck.
So
Spend
Sam,
the luck.
Not on this one.
Sam, he seems a little sad, understandably, but he also just seems genuinely happy that you want to come listen to his prayers and that he can pray for you.
Sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So what time shall we meet you tonight?
If you want to meet me here, we can go together about 8 p.m.
okay. What time of day is it right now, approximately?
So it's by the time you finished your meeting, did your research, everything, it's about 1 p.m. now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's. And you said you created this copy of the book, right?
I copied it for myself, yes.
And where did you copy it from?
The original book, the monk has it now. I gave it back to him when my copy was complete.
And this is the monk at the temple.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I hope he's well. I haven't seen him in about a month. Of course, I don't need the wellness checks anymore.
That's
Quick outside question, more directly to you than this NPC.
Mm-hmm.
In our studies in the town hall and everything, did anything change a month ago, roughly? Like around the
Mm,
time that the visits stopped, something else happened? Like did this spread to a different district or something?
it's about a month ago, it spread into District 1.
Okay.
So, but it's been spreading incrementally every month.
yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, like that month thing. Whenever time comes up in these games, it always feels like, hey, maybe
you're
that's a
so
thing.
paranoid.
Me? Moi? You got me going
All right.
Japanese French now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
All right.
do you guys want to maybe possibly check out the elementary school?
I'm
Why
going
don't we
to
get
tell you
lunch?
now. I'm going to tell you now you're not going to find anything there.
Why don't we
Then
go?
So we
Why
should
don't
totally
we?
spend 3 hours investigating it.
Why don't we go get lunch?
you guys want to not explore the elementary school and we'll go do something completely different?
Trying to
Hard
keep
agree.
this game from being
I-
18 sessions long.
I will say, Jarbari, I did offer everyone onigiri, so
Yeah, but
we
I
I love
technically-
jelly donuts.
I hate you.
There'll be just sort of a gesture of
Sure. Yes, we should go get something more
substantial.
formal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can eat during the day?
I'm good. I'm good with us bouncing and finding some food and yeah, just kind of regrouping elsewhere while we wait.
Maybe
So- Mhm.
sharing notes back.
A guest house, just where we can talk a little more freely.
So Taniguchi-san thanks you for coming and says he looks forward to praying with you this evening. And he closes the book on the desk and shows you out. And I think that is where we will end the session for today.
Nice.
Thank you all very, very much. That is where our show will end for tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in and or is currently watching the replay. You are indeed the best part of waking up. We sincerely appreciate you. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider helping the Symphony make more by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/symphonyentertainment. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night.